Sandra all the time is here with the cold hard truth. She's the ears and the eyes for me and you. Every day, everyone want to hear from Sandra. And every time on the air, she's getting better. Tell your sister, tell your brother, tell your mama, to call Sandra in the morning and in the evening. They always calling Sandra. And when they start fighting, they calling Sandra. And
That's right, folks. Everyone is telling their mama about the cold hard truth. Welcome to another episode with more truth telling, more problem solving, and of course, more tea spilling than ever before. Sit back, students, grab your tea and turn up the volume because class is now in session. Call in at 936-2626 because your voice matters. Share your opinion on issues that matter the most to you.
Sandra all the time is here with the cold hard truth. She's the ears and the eyes for me and you. Every day, everyone want to hear from Sandra. And every time on the air, she's getting better. Tell your sister, tell your brother, tell your mama, to call Sandra in the morning and in the evening. They always calling Sandra. And when they start fighting, they calling Sandra.
That's right, folks. Everyone is telling their mama about the cold hard truth. Welcome to another episode with more truth telling, more problem solving, and of course, more tea spilling than ever before. Sit back, students, grab your tea and turn up the volume because class is now in session. Call in at 936-2626 because your voice matters. Share your opinion on issues that matter the most to you. All right. Good morning, folks. Good morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Yes, ma'am. I'm Jojeline Aquino Tamani from the Philippines.
Hi there.
Yes, thank you so much for the opportunity to talk to your show.
Okay, no problem. How can I help you today?
Actually, I've been searching for a website or an email or a WhatsApp call to call Cayman Authority and pay attention to our case about falsification of documents at the same time scam.
Okay, so you have to give me the background information because obviously I don't know what this is about, so I have no clue. What case and what documents?
Oh yeah. So my husband actually his aunt. Can I mention the name?
Yes, I mean you're on radio, so obviously everyone's going to hear it, but you're free to, as long as what you're saying is accurate and true, or your opinion, you're free to say it.
Yes. We have evidence and supporting documents. So she is Mary Jane Avorque Makutay. She is there now, working there, and she is my husband aunt. So she recruited my husband last year to work there in Cayman Island, and she processed the necessary documents, specifically the working permit, and Last September 2023, we paid amount of 96,000 pesos.
Okay.
Then,
So let me ask you a quick question. Mary Jean has a business here in the Cayman Islands, or how was she taking out a permit for your husband? What does she do here?
she's working there,
Okay.
an
All right. So,
overseas
so
worker
she
from.
works for somebody else on a work permit.
Yes. She said that there is an agent named Rafa, and then that agent processed the documents of my husband, but the the payment are received by her.
Okay. So she just I'm just trying to clarify because it's going to become very important here in a second. So she's not in the business of recruitment per se. She works here.
Yes.
What sort of work does she do?
We're not sure if she's in a salon or a salon industry
Okay.
like that.
Let me ask you a question, because I know Mary Jean from the Philippines. Obviously, she might not be the only one here, but does she have two children? A girl that's probably maybe 8 or 9 years old for Dominican guy, Spanish guy, and then a younger son as well that she's had here in the Cayman Islands, and she has a family back in the Philippines.
Yes.
I just wondering. Oh, because we've had her featured on our show before, so that's why I'm wondering if we're talking about the same Mary Jean. Perhaps what you can do is you can send me her picture, because I just want to confirm that it's the same one that we have featured before. So just on WhatsApp, when you get a chance, send me her photo.
Yeah,
because that
I'll send it
again,
now.
that adds another layer to this story, because I'm familiar with her already. Okay, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So she is telling you that she can get your husband a job, and she has contacts here that can do that.
Yeah. And then she sent us a working permit. And then, so we are so hopeful that it is true. That's why when she asked for another payment for the housing and for the airfare, we sent another amount.
Okay.
To her.
Just
And
just 1 second for me. I'm told we're having some technical difficulties again on the radio. So just 1 second for me. Let me see what's going on here with that. 1 second, okay?
Okay, thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Yes, no problem. I'm just going to check on this and make sure that we're live on all the platforms that we should be live on. Okay, so I checked it and I did hear it on radio, so I think we're good. Maybe that was just a delayed message. Okay.
I already sent the picture.
Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Just give me
Your
1 second
messenger.
here. Let me just have a look and see. Okay, so you sent it on WhatsApp, yes?
No, in your messenger, ma'am.
And Facebook Messenger?
I'll send it to your WhatsApp.
Yes,
Sorry.
yes. Please send it on WhatsApp. I think that'll be
Okay, that's it.
yeah, okay. Let me just have a look. I want to see if this is the same person that I'm thinking of. Let's see. She's becoming quite infamous here in the Cayman Islands, which is unfortunate. Because like I said, if it's the one that I'm thinking of, yes, we have definitely spoken about her before. Let me see here. Yes, same one. Okay. You can proceed with your story. Yes?
I I read also the comment, one of the comment here in your live from
Mm-hmm.
Nessa Scott. Mary Jane was in court already. Uh, so I'll continue the story. And then so we sent another money because my husband trusted her because he's his aunt. Okay, he's his aunt. And she's so good in manipulating. Like
Mm-hmm.
as his other niece, she recruited other person. Actually, there are cases here or pending case against her.
Mm-hmm.
Also, there are other people contacted us that the same case happened to them, and Mary Jane is the perpetrator. And then
Mm-hmm.
and then my husband this year, 2024, uh, he got the
Mm-hmm.
permit, and then Miss Mary Jane Avorke Makotai said that okay, they are now um, they can fly, or I mean, they can now go to Cayman Island. So that's why my husband booked a flight going to Cayman Island, and when he was arrived in the airport,
Mm-hmm.
the immigration officer told him that all his documents was fake, and that's it. So he went back to the Philippines on that same day.
So now Mary Jean is giving out fake documents. Well, that's a criminal offense.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that you have notified the police about this.
Uh, Here in the Philippines, according to the authorities, we can I mean we can file a case because
Mm-hmm.
it's too we need a large amount of money, and we use it already for the application of my husband, and
Mm-hmm.
we are in debt right now because of this. And that's why we are seeking help the to authorities here in the Philippines. But unfortunately, we can't file a case
Mm-hmm.
against her in Cayman Island because we don't have a power of attorney in your country, and we don't have the enough money to do that.
No,
So that's why,
this is a criminal case. So give me 1 second because this isn't a civil matter necessarily. I mean, it could be, but most importantly, this is actually the falsifying of documents. And we just had a case with an Indian national who was basically doing the exact same thing. And, he was charged and found guilty of, false documents and this sort of thing. So just hold on 1 second for me. I'm going to see if we can get someone on the phone who might be able to provide some assistance here. Because yeah, this is a crime. It's a crime to falsify documents, especially immigration documents, but any documents really. And it's potentially fraud if she's doing this where she's taking people's money and she's claiming
yeah,
to claiming to be able to give them work when she doesn't sound like she has any work and she doesn't have
yeah,
any legitimate sources when it comes to employment. So it's really important that people stop doing this. I mean, I know in the Philippines it's a large country, but
yeah,
like I said, she's actually been featured on this show before. So I'm a bit surprised that in your community, because it's a pretty close knit community here in the Cayman Islands, right? So I'm
yeah.
very, very surprised that no one could have warned you guys about her. Do you know people in the Cayman Islands other than Mary Jean? How did you get to know Mary Jean?
Because she's my husband's aunt.
Oh, well, I'm surprised your husband
Yeah,
doesn't know what kind of person she is then. But just give me 1 second. Folks, I'm just gonna refresh the live stream as well. I noticed it's a little bit blurry in social media. So let me just refresh it. Just one moment, ma'am.
okay, thank you so
Okay, no
much.
problem. I'm just trying to get a hold of someone who might be able to give some additional guidance as well. I think it's really important that people try to protect themselves from scammers, because apparently that seems to be a growing problem. But let me just see here now if we can get a hold of someone. So just 1 second for me, please. I'm going to try to contact the deputy governor, only because he knows quite a bit about immigration. I'm going to see if he's available today. Just 1 second, okay? Let me see. I think I need to make sure that we can hear him. So this is a bit of a problem for sure. And I'm going to also see if we might be able to okay. All right, he is not available, it seems. Let me just see. Because I think you need to get the information on how to proceed with a criminal complaint. Now, have you ever been to the Cayman Islands before?
No.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me try one more person who's with the RCIPS and see if we can get you some guidance on how to do this, how to go about. This woman needs to be in jail at this point. I'm going to tell you, because she is, seems like she wants to be a professional scammer, quite frankly. And so if that's the case, then the place that she should be is in prison. The chances of you ever getting your money back are probably slim to none, if I'm being honest with you. Good morning, Mr. Brad.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Not too bad. I've got you on radio with a caller from the Philippines. I just wonder if you could give her some general guidance on what she needs to do. So the short version of the story is, her and her husband live in the Philippines. There's a lady here that is his aunt, that on the face of it, it looks like she has committed some sort of immigration fraud, where there's actually fake documents. Like, her husband actually came to the Cayman Islands with these documents and was turned back because he was told that this was not a real document. It was a fake document. And so now they're stuck back in the Philippines. The Filipino government can't help them. How can they, because I know that this is obviously a criminal offense if she has done that, how can they go about contacting your office to start a criminal investigation and to provide their statement?
Okay. All right. You have my number. You can pass my number on to her. She can contact me directly. I can speak with her on that.
Okay. All right. No problem. I'll do that.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Have a good day.
All right.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. So Miss, that's Mr. Brad Ebanks. He is, I think, Chief Superintendent. Forgive me if I'm not getting his correct title at the RCIPS. He should really be second in command as Deputy Commissioner, but we won't go on about that. So he will assist you in, asking you for the documentation and hopefully starting a criminal investigation, because that's where you need to start. Now, let's talk about the money. How much money did you give Mary Jane?
Almost 250,000 pesos.
How much is that
I don't know
in
if,
US dollars, roughly?
wait, we will convert it into a US dollar.
Mm-hmm. So your husband actually showed up here at the airport, and they turned him back, saying that this was a fake document. Mm-hmm.
It's 4,425.95 US dollar.
Right. Will you send me on WhatsApp Mary Jane's number also, please?
We don't have her number. We only contacted her in Facebook Messenger.
Oh.
That's only our communication.
I see. And so I'm going to ask the listeners to the program, because I know we have a huge Filipino listenership. I'm going to ask you guys to please, somebody send me Mary Jean's phone number because we'll try to call her. But I'm telling you, the problem with somebody like Mary Jean is she is a very dishonest person. She's a fraudster. And so, what she does is she lives off of people, and their money. So I doubt that you're going to get this money back. It's unfortunate, but Mary Jean doesn't have your money. She's probably already spent it. She likes to pretend and live this lifestyle. I'm looking at her now on Facebook, which, by the way, like I said, we featured her before. So I see that she has actually blocked my primary Facebook from seeing her, but that's okay. It's fine. We have other sources of getting to Mary Jean. And so she isn't going to have your money, I hate to tell you, this. Because I
Actually,
know
ma'am, we
how
have,
hard it is for you guys to get that money together.
yeah. Actually, ma'am, we have an agreement before, and she
I'm
promised
sure.
to pay us, and she paid us an amounting of 35,000 only, and after that,
Yeah,
35,000 pesos, and after that, we can't contact her anymore.
of course. Yes.
Yeah,
That's
actually, this is her number. I saw it
okay. Just send it on
in
WhatsApp.
the bill.
Don't read it on air. Just send it to me on the WhatsApp.
Oh,
Let me
okay,
see.
okay, okay.
Let me see what I
I'll
can
send it.
do. So the Cayman Islands has extended our arm to people from all over the world, and we do our best to be very welcoming and inviting. And what that means is we've also extended our arm, unbeknownst, and a lot of times to people like Mary Jean, who is just a fraudster and a crook, to be honest. Yeah. I could tell you so many stories about her that I am that I'm aware of. You know what I mean? It's just unbelievable. There was a whole situation with her and the first baby because, of course, the husband didn't know that she was here having a baby with some other man that's not her husband. And so when that baby was born, she promised that baby to someone else. And then at the last minute, took the baby back, gave it to her employer where she worked at a salon. I mean, your friend Mary Jean is a mess. She uses the youngest child, which I don't know who that child is for, as bait to just get people to be sympathetic towards her. So she is well known in the community here. Now, one of the problems we have with the Filipino community is a lot of times they keep things very, very hush hush amongst themselves. And this is, unfortunate because it means that when things happen, it's harder for you guys to get help outside of your community, if that makes any sense, right? So let me just see. Let me just see if I can get her on the phone. Just 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah, she's quite something else. Let me see. Oh, somebody has another number for her as well, just in case that one doesn't work. So let's see which number she's using today. Okay, we're gonna try these different numbers for her. And the truth of the matter is also that people need to be aware of what she's up to. People in your community need to be aware of what she's up to, so that you can hopefully stop being defrauded by her.
Yeah, that's why I decided to call on your show, to raise awareness also to my fellow Filipinos.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not just my relatives.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Okay. So I'm sure she's aware already that she's being featured on the show. So she's not likely to answer the phone.
Yeah.
All right. So what I need for you to do for me is I'm going to send you Mr. Brad's information. Now, I
Okay.
want to be very, very clear, right? In order to truly protect other people from Mary Jean, you have got to file a criminal report because she's not going to stop. It is unfortunate, but most people, when they're doing wrong, they don't stop until they're caught by the authorities and they're dealt with. And then, even then, for some reason, some people are just so dishonest at their core, it's almost like they can't help themselves. So if you really want to protect people, and I know this is your husband's aunt or whatever, so she'll come now with the waterworks and the tears, which what I know of her, she's very, very good at emotional manipulation and she's a narcissist.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, I'm aware. So she's going to call you and she's going to cry and says, no, I'm going to send you some money right now. And
She's the best actress, by the way.
yes, I know. And things are so hard in the Cayman Islands, and I have these 6 children or 7 children or whatever.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I can't come back to the Philippines. It's going to ruin my life if I go to jail. You have to remain steadfast in your position that she has got to be stopped. The police will
Yeah.
help you. They will take your report and they will start a criminal file. You give them,
Oh,
you
thank
give
you
them,
so much.
you give
I'm
them
getting
everything. So
emotional.
what you need to do now, because you've been contacting her by messenger,
Yeah.
right? You need to go and make
Yeah.
sure you have all of the screenshots of those conversations.
Yeah. 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 Of
Yeah, because
course.
she will start to delete messages and try to erase the history. So go and capture everything. Ensure that
Yeah.
you have all the documentation. So I'm surprised that when you came into the Cayman Islands that your husband was just turned away with fake document and they didn't say to you, where did you get this fake document? Like they should have taken him immediately into custody. Not that he did anything wrong, but to further the investigation so that they could get to the bottom of this. Now, this is where I blame the border control agencies and authorities, because just like I was talking about, there was this other case recently where this Indian guy had done it. The magistrate in that case, Chief Magistrate Hernandez, made it very clear that she felt the authorities, WORC, CBC, whoever, had not done a proper and thorough investigation, because there's no way that this man was working alone. And she said they needed to further investigate it to make all culprits accountable for what they had done. So Mary Jean is unlikely to be working alone. So I don't know who created the fake document and where she got it from. What's the name of the agency that she claims she was going to get his permit through?
The name of the agent is Agent Rafa.
Ralpha. And is that person supposed to be in the Cayman Islands?
According to her, Rafa actually deported a year ago, and she didn't know that. She didn't aware about that, and he according to her, she trusted him. That's creating story. She's good at that.
Yes. Wow. So that's unlikely to be the case. Do you have any idea where Mary Jean works in the Cayman Islands? Because she's always moving from one salon to the next. So she's another person who has a history of job hopping, and no one has really questioned why that's the case as well. So do you know where she's currently working?
According to this document, she's working at her address, B8 Silver Ox Crude Road.
Okay, no, I need to know. I mean, that's what she's telling you is her residential address.
And the name of her employer is Janity Parchment.
Oh, so she works for Janitsi Parchment. Okay, she's at the nail room, somebody just told me. Uh-huh. Okay, very good. So apparently Rafa is Dominican. So now I'm getting all the information from our listeners. Because remember, she had a Dominican boyfriend. That's who the first child is for that she had outside of her marriage. right? So I guess she likes Dominican people quite a bit. So, okay. All right. So somebody wants to tell me something very, very important about Mary Jean. Just hang on to the line because I have to take a private call. So I'm going to just play a song. I want you to hang on as I get this information and come back to you. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Very good. Let me see here, folks. Give me one quick second.
I hear the people talking. What are they talking about? This world's gone crazy, and I'm trying to find a way out. Nobody knows where we're going, or if we're going at all. Nobody cares if we sin, if we have nowhere to fall. It's a singing symphony, playing as the ship goes down. It's a porcelain epiphany, breaking if it hits the ground. I gotta find a way out. So many questions answered without an answer to tell. Too many things on my mind for anything to go well. It's a singing symphony, playing as the ship goes down. It's a porcelain epiphany, breaking if it hits the ground. I gotta find a way out.
All right, folks. Thank you so much for holding. I needed to get some additional information here. So there are people who are aware of this situation with Mary Jean, in fact, and so they've given me a bit more details. So I've just sent you a message, and you see that information there that I've sent you. Don't make reference to it, but that's what I need you to contact that person as well. Okay. Now, what I understand is shockingly, Mary Jean has applied for permanent residency and literally just had her interview in order to get permanent residency. You see, it's this time of day now when I wish it was 9:30, because this country is going to literally go to hell in a handbasket if we allow people like Mary Jean to get PR and eventually be able to get status in this country. She is a crook, and she has been a crook from day one that she came to this country. How on earth are our authorities in Cayman not themselves paying attention? We have featured her. Members of her community have talked about how she's borrowed money from them. She's cooked them out of money. She's not repaid it. How does she get to the stage where she's in the final stages of obtaining her permanent residency? What is wrong with this country? You mean to tell me nobody over at WORC pays attention to what is happening in the community and the reputation that certain people are acquiring? You see, this is why when people say, and I see the point, when people say, oh, remember back in the day, Sandy, when people used to have to advertise that they were about to get PR or they're about to get status, and you put up their picture and people could come forward and provide information on the characters of these individuals? This is why that type of scrutiny is important. Because unfortunately, the PR boards are clueless. The residency boards are clueless, right? The work permit boards are clueless. They don't seem to know anything that is going on in this country. It is just, I mean, my CC says here, Mary Jean again? Who is she scam now? I mean, this woman is prolific. How is she getting permanent residency in this country? All right. Listen, we need you to do your part, right? She's not a good person. She's not an honest person. She shouldn't be able to stay in this country. We don't want her here. Let me be very, very frank, okay? She scams everybody in her life. That is who she is. So what I need for you to do, honey, is please reach out. I'm going to send you the other number now for Mr. Brad. Reach out to these multiple agencies. Apparently, they already know about it. My understanding is that she's actually working with this Rafa person who is Dominican. And this is just an ongoing scam that the two of them are operating. She does work at the nail bar. It's possible that at this time she has been suspended from the nail bar, put on leave until the resolution of this matter. She's also been advised by her attorney, because apparently she can afford one of those, probably with your money, your husband's money. And she has been advised by her attorney not to speak to anybody. So we suspect she's not going to answer the phone this morning. I appreciate you calling in. And I'm just going to ask you to do the necessary things to follow through. Either way, you're never going to get your money from Mary Jean. I just want you to understand, right? Scammers like this is they scam one person. When the heat is turned up on them, we've seen it with multiple people, Judith Douglases of the world. When the heat is turned up, they run to you real quick. They're going to give you a couple dollars to kind of try to placate you, live off of the rest of your money, move on to the next victim, scam the next victim, and it's like a Ponzi scheme of scamming. So the chances of you getting that $4,000+ in full is slim to none, right? But you have an opportunity now to protect other people like your husband from being taken advantage of by Mary Jean. And she has got to be stopped. She's not going to stop on her own. She clearly cannot help herself. She needs to be in jail. So I'm going to send you Mr. Brad's contact information as well. I'll send you both his email and telephone number. Please, reach out to him on the WhatsApp and proceed with him, perhaps providing you an update on this situation and making sure that the investigation is moving along swiftly. If she has any assets, which presumably in order to be able to get permanent residency, she has claimed something or another. I mean, I don't know what pot she has to piss in, but she's obviously claiming that she has something. So if she does have anything and the court gets a conviction, it is possible that they could put an order in place for her to be able to pay back this money. I doubt she has anything is the reality of it. But if she does, the court will be in the best position to make those sorts of investigations and then, order like a restitution order. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I'm sorry this happened to you, but wow, she is something else. She's been doing this for a very long time. It's nothing new, unfortunately. All right, my dear. Keep me posted. I've just sent you some additional information and do let us know. And we'll be watching it now that we're aware that she's on the loose again. We'll let you know what we find out from our end also.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mom.
Yeah, you're most welcome.
Yeah.
Okay, my dear. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. It's some of these people are so prolific that I'm shocked that, where's the DPP's office? Mr. Simon and your team, while you guys are sitting down, twiddling your fingers and talking about you going to get a KC to try to challenge me, maybe these are the types of cases you should really be working on. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, honey child.
What a mess. How are you?
What a mess. I heard you made reference that Chief Superintendent Brad should be second in charge. I do agree with that, and I also would like to appoint you then to take his place. because you're doing some you are an investigator, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
But to spread a little more on that same individual that you're making reference to, the scammer,
Mm-hmm.
I know of a case where that same lady
Mm-hmm.
took a lady credit card at the Tortuga, I think with Tortuga rum they were working.
Yeah, she used to steal from her. She used to steal from her coworkers.
Yeah, she took the credit card and run up $1,000 or something on the lady credit card.
Mm-hmm.
So what is this lady doing? But you see what happens, Sandra, is when we had people like Dr. McFeel on a board where he could call in individuals when he hear things about them and question them and stuff. They well, I don't say they moved him, but his time had expired. I was told his time was expired. That was why he's not there. But why could he not be reappointed? Like I made mention to MP, I say, well, weren't you re-elected? Didn't your time expire? And you were re-elected? How you couldn't reappoint him? Because you know why? He was like you, digging to the bottom. So we got rid of him. We moved him from there. But this lady has applied for PR last year because her rollover was coming to where she had to leave and she didn't want to go back to the Philippines to face the music over there. So what she done, even though she might not qualify for the PR, it gives some more time to be here until her case of being heard.
Yes.
Which we need to be like Turks and Caicos. Anything that you appeal or apply for, you must leave the country until your result comes out. That's what we got to do now, like Turks and Caicos just did.
And you know the crazy thing about it, Graham, as well, is the employers have to hold some responsibility. So when someone said that she works for Janitsi in her mom's salon, I there's no way, because Janitsi is a smart young lady. She's very tuned into a lot of things that are happening in this country. There's no way that maybe her mom hasn't, but there's no way that Janitsi does not know the reputation of Mary Jean. And that is the very reason why Mary Jean has moved from pillar to post when it comes to her employment as well. So people should know. Why are you hiring somebody like this?
Yeah, because Sandra, what happens is that a lot of people that she have scammed visit her at these various places that she work, and then she move along. So, like you said, it's a small community a while ago. Janitsi, like we all know her. Everybody, well, not only her, but everyone else that she worked with should have already caught on.
Yeah,
so
and here's the problem. None of them are doing legally what they should be doing. So I know for a fact that she used to steal at another salon. All the workers, their handbags, money would go missing. When she finally left, that stopped, right? So she was the culprit, but you see, no one presses charges. This is the problem. And this is why it unfortunately is going to continue to happen, because people do not go through the correct steps to ensure that someone like her is, the authorities are notified and, she's prosecuted, because once she has a conviction, then more can be done. You understand what I'm saying? It's unbelievable. In fact, I'm trying to remember, somebody might have to, remind me on this one, but I'm trying to remember if we had actually even done an interview about her stealing money from one of those workers. I can't recall now, because gosh, there's so many crooks that I'm trying to keep track of. I need to soon set up a database. But boy, I tell you.
Well, Sonny, the Filipino government, for you to leave there as a worker, you have to submit all your paperwork through Washington, D.C., and they vet them and then approve them. But what has happened now is that they're being smart. They're coming through what they call the back door. They're using what they call the back door to get here. And I think now the Filipino government has also caught up on that. But the Filipino have gone step ahead. What they'll do, if it's a guy traveling to come to Cayman, he will hire a girl to travel with him, like they're going on vacation to Singapore or something like that. and then she would return and he would continue his journey. So they're always trying to beat the system. But guess what? It's our Cayman Islands government that are allowing them to do that because our government know that they have to be vetted through Washington. We should not be accepting any work permit that have not been vetted or approved through Washington, D.C. Simple. Simple.
Well,
if you don't go through the right channel, then we don't accepting your application.
Yeah. Here's the thing as well, though. We have got to be prepared to do our own vetting because, unfortunately, we can't always trust that another agency will do a thorough job or whatever on our behalf. So that should just be seen as a first layer. But once they come here, yes, we need to do, secondary background checks. And also while they're here, because Mary Jean has been here now for a number of years, probably at least 10 years or more, we need to make sure that we're keeping up with what these people are up to. And she has been a crook from day one.
But Sonny, listen, 6 months after she landed on this island, she can go up to our police clearance office and get a clean police record. How can you be in my country for 6 months and I can deem that you're the best person in the world? 6 months after you were in the Cayman Islands, you can get a police record? A police clearance? Wow.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. And I don't know what's happening with the fingerprint machine that we paid millions of dollars for. That's still sitting somewhere getting dust.
Yeah. But you see, again, it's not going to help situations like this if she doesn't have a conviction on her record.
Right,
and
right.
This
I know
is
that.
why
I know
her
that.
victims, listen, I know the Filipino community, and a lot of them, like I said, listen to this program. They watch this program. They themselves have got to stop allowing people within their own community to take advantage of them. There was another case where a woman was sexually assaulted. And the rapist, he was eventually convicted, went to other members of the community to try to talk to her, to put pressure on her to not press charges. So they have their little, to use the words of former Premier Wayne Panton, they have their little cabal, right? Because they don't want to acquire a reputation in this country because they recognize it's going to impact all of them. So they don't want to acquire a reputation in this country for, being in trouble legally, doing wrongdoing, scamming people. But if that every community has people like that. So the Filipino community shouldn't feel any pressure to try to appear to be perfect because God knows it's impossible, right? So you guys have child molesters, you've got rapists, you've got scammers, you've got everybody in your community. Don't allow those people to come here to Cayman and cloak them in secrecy to try to protect the community. You don't protect the community in that way. You protect the community by taking a flashlight and shining it on these cockroaches, because that's the only way to get rid of cockroaches. They love the darkness and they love the corners. When you want to get rid of them, you shine a light on them and you expose them.
But Sonny, I have in a conversation with one who said that she was taken advantage by a few of her own people, guys. Well, there must have been a drugger or something like that. But she didn't want to go to the authorities because she didn't want to end up on Mile Road and be embarrassed, even though she was the victim. But she would prefer, because those guys were not her priority. Her priority is to try and get her daughters to school. And blah, blah, blah. So she didn't want to end up.
Let me tell you something. It ain't got nothing to do with Maru. They always find an excuse why they don't want to go to the authorities, because in their own countries, that's how it's done, right? There's low reporting of offenses in their own countries, and they find every excuse. Oh, we don't trust the police. We don't do it. And we can't, as a community here in the Cayman Islands, we can't let their way of doing things and their motives and their, sometimes
be introduced to our community.
Yeah, because that's just not right. So I understand it. Just like a lot of Jamaicans will say, Sandy, I'm not going to the police because I can't trust them. They have that same mentality when they come to Cayman. Yes.
It's a norm.
They will see a murder happen and it's not their business. They're not getting involved and I got nothing to do with them. And when they come to Cayman and they see wrongdoing, especially if it's one of their own, they're more likely to turn a blind eye. And I'm saying to people, we've got to stop that foolishness. Weed out, and I don't care who it is. Caymanians, Jamaicans, Filipinos, Spanish people, I don't care. Weed out the bad seeds. This is a beautiful country. We're already starting to go down hell in a handbasket, but we can still do a lot to recover what we have. But the only way in which we're going to do that is to take the bad seeds and deal with them accordingly.
David Rich warned us about this whole thing and saw it coming. The saying was prejudice, by the way. All right, Sonny, have a good day now. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep going.
What a hot mess.
What a hot mess.
Yeah, I am. Lord, thank you, Graham. I appreciate it.
Lordy.
Yeah. So listen, folks, I'm really taking no prisoners when it comes to this sort of thing. And like I said, I don't care who it is. You know, there are people who, Sandy, don't like this. I don't care. I don't care what y'all think when it comes to this, right? We need to knock this foolishness out. It's like the other day when I was Judith Douglas. Judith Douglas would still be out there scamming people right now if I personally didn't reach out to the commissioner of police and said, what are y'all doing? Why are your officers turning people away? This is why the system has got to work. Why are your officers turning people away who are complaining about her, about, this is a civil matter? I said, I have, and I still have a little notebook here with all of my notations in it of how many people that woman was scamming. And at that point, I had calculated almost $50,000, right? And the police, people going to police, and they're talking about, this is a civil matter. I said, with all due respect, Commissioner, this is not a civil matter. This is a criminal investigation now. This is a criminal matter. Good morning, caller. Welcome to the program.
Hello, good morning, Miss Sandy.
Morning, dear.
First time calling on your program.
Oh, thank you, sir. Welcome.
I'm listening to you from Jamaica.
Okay, nice. What part of Jamaica are you in?
I'm in Portmore, St. Catherine.
Very good.
Yeah. Okay, and
yes,
I really like how you're standing up for the people in Cayman.
I appreciate that, my dear.
Because I was in Cayman and I suffer under the hands of the person that have the permit holder.
Mm-hmm.
Suffer, especially the Jamaican them that have permit holder over there. And I really hear you stand up for the people, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man, I really appreciate it, and I listen to your program every morning, and every day I listen to your program.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah, man, and I really appreciate it, man.
Yes, thank you so much. Have you ever lived in the Cayman Islands before, or you just heard about the program?
No, man, I was in Cayman. I used to live in West Bay.
Okay.
I was living in West Bay.
Yes.
But I was with a permit holder over there, and I have to come back to Jamaica. I couldn't manage it anymore. I know that person very well too. I know him very, very well.
Oh?
Yeah, you know him very well.
What kind of business?
He's been on your program so many times because of that. So many times you interview them.
Oh, which
you
one?
know him very well.
Which one is that now?
Miss Ebanks.
Ebanks. Which Ebanks is that?
Miss Hazel Ebanks.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Yeah. I have to run from Cayman because it's Sunday.
Wow.
When I come from Cayman, I have 9 months leaving my permit.
Oh my gosh.
Couldn't mind it no more, man, because she don't love to pay money, and when I go to her for your money is a problem.
Oh my God.
And you see, Miss Sandy, the people at works, enough of them know the permit holder them. Some of them get paid from the permit holder them. Because first thing as you have a problem, they make sure they tell us that they will cancel your permit. Whether you don't do nothing to them and they will tell us that they will cancel your permit.
Yes. Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So the people at work know what the people over there is doing with the purpose of them have permit. Because you can't tell me that people been complaining all these years and they don't know what is happening. So many people would not tell lie upon people on a Sunday. And if you hear some people are complaining about something, do an investigation and find out how it is.
Wow.
You understand?
Yes.
Because it's been a while. It's going on. this lady that you're talking about, this man, I hear many people complain about him in Cayman.
Yeah.
Many people complain about him and I just know him do it.
Exactly. It needs
Because
to stop.
me spend 2.5 years in Cayman and I've been hearing people talking about him. Because he's my Filipino guy who used to in the same camp with me. He's not trying to get his wife over there and I see him scam the lady got through with her wife papers. So it's been a while, it's been going on and the people at works know that. But through some of them at works is corrupt, so they might get paid off. We keep them out. So the investigation need to take place from. Because the people at work know what is happening. Yeah, nobody not telling no lie, and nobody would know have it because everybody leave their country, Miss Sandy, come our country to make their family better and feel like better. Nobody then come tell no lie, and nobody said that they might get bad treatment.
Yes.
You understand? So works know what is going on there. So the first investigation will take place is there, so. And then they investigate, then somebody in works is getting paid off to do that. You understand? Somebody there is getting paid off because there's no way a person cannot do that to somebody and go through the go through the government agency. So it have to be somebody in there is doing it. Because a little small person now grant permit. It have to be from the top tier coming down.
Yes.
You understand? So if you not investigate that party, corruption gonna take place every day.
Yes.
Because somebody up at the top tier is doing it. You understand?
Yes, absolutely.
In Cayman, and Cayman is so beautiful. I wish I wouldn't have to come home, but Miss Sandy, I suffer over there. Because when the permit, you know permit work. If you permit work, no permit to go on a job, girl, you cannot work on it. You understand? And I've been suffering, so sometimes I just come home with the permit in my passport, still 9 months leave.
Wow.
You understand? And it's been going on all these years. So sometimes I don't blame the person who are taking out the permit because the person in the works agency is the person that giving the permit, giving the problem. Because them know the type of person that them are grant the permit for, and they still go ahead and do it. I met the people when coming to the country, they don't know nothing about the country, they come there and suffer. Because when I come and Cayman, Miss Sandy, I come and Cayman, I'm right in COVID. And I do not know nobody at Cayman but the permit holder. I mean, I tell you from me know myself, Miss Sandy, is the first I be hungry in my life. Nearly 3 months in Cayman without work.
My God.
Nearly 3 months in Cayman without work. Because the person tell me that he have work for me and when I come there, it's a different story. You understand?
Wow.
So, really, if everybody in Cayman, they're standing up just like how you stand up for the citizen in Cayman. I tell you, that country is so nice. I listened to your program when I was there, and from I come home, I hooked your program. Remember when you come on at 7:30 morning time, I don't eat. Through that I have the bubble hops on my phone. Where I walk with go to work.
Yes.
And I listen to you come off the radio, and I never come on the radio and defend somebody.
Thank you, sir.
You understand? And I needed to keep it up.
Thank you very much.
We in Jamaica, really love you in Jamaica. You might hear in a talk, but we really, really appreciate it. And there's a radio house in Jamaica that name Mr. Hughes. I don't know if you know Mr. Cliff Hughes.
No.
Oh, he have a talk show in Jamaica. I heard you talk about Miss Sandy.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I just talk about Miss Sandy in Cayman. Like in tune into your program at morning time.
Okay.
Yeah, wow. Man. It's a radio program named Cliff Hughes Online.
Okay, I must check him out then. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. He come on every morning at 10 to 10 to 1 every morning.
Okay. All right.
And nationwide radio.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, sir. Well, I appreciate the phone call.
Yeah, man, and I really don't stop doing what you're doing, Miss Sandy.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it.
Okay.
All right, my dear. All right, folks. Wow, first time caller. Really appreciate all the positive comments. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like to see people taken advantage of, and I don't care who it is. I don't know if I ever told you guys this story or not, but from a very, very early age, my poor aunt had her hands full with me. I'm going to be the first to say I was not the easiest child for more reasons than one. But, I always had a sense that my purpose in life was really to try to help the underdog, to help people who needed the help. If you are capable and you have the resources and whatever, I might listen, get up, go to work, do what you need to do. But there's a lot of people who don't know who to turn to, who are afraid for different reasons. I'm that person who feels like I have an obligation. And in fact, you might not know this, but my name, Sandra, derives from Alexandra and Alexander, and that means lover and helper of mankind. That's the very meaning of that name. So I have always felt, that has been my calling in life. And I think that this platform has given me an amazing opportunity to be able to do that. So many people have been helped that I've lost count every single day. And I'm really, really honored that the people, trust me to be able to bring their stories so that we can do something about it. My apologies to that caller, honey child. They're like, listen, Sandy, and I got no credit now, I'll call you back, honey child. Still no toll-free number, but that's okay. We struggle around here to pay your bills so the phone doesn't get shut off. That's all right. Flo, no toll-free number. Good morning, caller.
Yes, good morning, Sandra.
Yes, morning.
It is shocking to believe that someone came into Grand Cayman immigration and they take the man and put him back out on the flight.
With fake papers.
With fake papers. You mean to tell me they didn't have that much common sense and to hold that man and get more information out of him? Imagine. And get to the root of this thing. Yes. Furthermore, when they was I'm going to talk on what the caller before the one that just called.
Yes.
He said that after 6 months you can go here and get a police record. Isn't that a joke?
Yeah.
Let me tell you. One day I was passing the Georgetown police station, and it was just a humongous line, long line. Come to find out that it was status.
This is back in 2003.
Yeah, this is when they were whatlessness was going on with the status. I have nothing against nobody from no country. I have nothing against no one of any creed or color. But past the police station, wonder what all that line is all about. Come to find out, some had only land here 3 weeks and was getting police record. Can you tell me where in Jesus' name, even before you come in with a work permit, you have to get a police record from your country? Much less being here 3 weeks and get a police record from our police station, which is going to be clean, and you giving status? The slackness that is going on. Now, this woman, can you tell me something? Why she not deported? And this thing about having a child.
Part of the reason is clearly nobody's paying attention to her because she's, like I said, she's been on my personal radar for years. And I can't believe that the responsible agencies have not been paying attention.
And then imagine now, these people is being told, if you are not Caymanians and you have the child born here, you know what that story is about, right?
Well,
now, as long as they can wash their hair, that hog bristles straight hair, I call it, because it's not fine straight hair, as long as they can, nothing against nobody, because I have straight hair too. Let me tell you, as long as they can wash that straight hair and blow dry it, and when they see a Caymanian, they take it and they flip it almost in their face. Excuse me, we didn't need nobody to come here to flip no straight hair in us, because majority of Caymanians back in the day was white people. Whereas alone was particular white, but that's a habit that they got. And they believe with this straight hair and this fair skin and this all. And then our Cayman man lower them off and they can pull the wave on them. All of this is where they stem from. Their life for them at immigration to get them in here. Sometimes the wife I've seen a case where the wife has sent a woman back and her husband went and divorced her, went to the woman country, married her and brought her here and still turned on her to wait in here. So we Caymanian is at fault. And imagine a man coming in here and you not even question him, you just escorted him back on the flight.
My God. Come and see how big this rabbit hole is with her and this Rafa guy. Listen to me. I have people coming to me telling me that we have members of the Indian mafia in Cayman. We have members of organized crime from the Philippines here in Cayman, Honduras, Jamaica, all over the place. And you mean to tell me that our agencies would be so slack to see an opportunity like this to carry out a proper investigation and allow those people to walk right outside this country? It's pure laziness. That's the only reason.
Yes, it's a lot of corruption here that's been hidden, and they think nobody do know. But let's talk about the fingerprint system when you arrive at ports. There's only 2 ports legally to arrive here at: a seaport and the airport. Now, where is this machine? Hook up this machine, get this machine going. In United States or in a country, there's more than around the world. You walk into their country and you don't put your finger in that fingerprint and you refuse to. They are either taking you in jail and they're going to get your fingerprint because they got to give you a bottle, a cup to drink out, and they got to get from your DNA from the straw down to off the coffee. Now, off the cup of coffee. Now, you refuse. You ain't got no more. They will probably let you back in this country. We're letting in people we don't know nothing about, and no Interpol connection at the airport to say, well, we've been looking for this person. In United States, a lot of Caymanians do not know it. But before they board Cayman Airways in Miami Airport, your name is sent to Washington, D.C. with a list before that flight, and they're checking to see. You see? So we are very slack. We say we're modern. Hey, we had money here that we could have built sidewalks. We could have had all kinds of sidewalks throughout the island. We had money here at one time that we could have had any kind of machine to track anybody. But no, can't do that. Just see, God get it for their own pocket. And the slackness that's going on here is enormous, and the corruption. But let me tell you something, Sandra. A lot of this is to be blamed. Our own Caymanians is gullible. They will buy anything anybody have to say. And let me left you with this.
Yes, ma'am.
You see these Cayman men that running, well, some women doing it too.
Yeah.
Running hog wire over these foreign women. As soon as they get married to them, and soon as they get a little house and a little stay, and then the men gives them these big, heavy machinery to drive, these big old pickup trucks and these big utility vehicles, and they can't drive because they never drive till they come here. And as soon as they can suck them dry, and they got a little status, they got a little house, and they got money. Guess who sees the man not long after that? Churchill or Borden. And this is very, very sad. And I thank you for your work. You have a blessed day.
Thank you, my dear. I appreciate it.
Okay, bye.
What a hot mess we're in. Let me tell you something. We are in a hot mess. There's no other way to describe the foolishness that's going on in this country. Let me tell you all a little story. I messaged CBC. You guys know that I try my best to go to court and to keep up with what is happening here with the view to keeping you all informed, right? And after the case that we covered with the smugglers who were jailed, I then thought to myself, well, what's going to happen to the Ethiopians that were brought here? I'm going to tell you all this story to show you how FOMAS, as Caymanians would say, our authorities are and the system is, okay? So I said, all right, let me inquire about what will become of them. let me tell y'all something. The response I got, hold on now. Let me now sent this to the ministry PR person, right? So I know she's only doing her job in terms of what she would have been instructed to say to me. This was the response. This was September the 12th. I said, good evening. I sent this, well, looks like I sent it in the morning, but sometimes I don't even know what time of day it is on jail. I said, can you inquire what will happen to the 2 Ethiopian men that were victims of the human smuggling? Where are they being detained, and have they been charged with any offenses? These are logical questions. Anywhere else in the world, when the media asked these questions, they would have gotten a straightforward response. Oh, not in the Cayman Islands, because we are so simple-minded sometimes. You heard what that caller said? You give our Caymanian men and women a little bit of straight hair, nothing in the head, just a straight hair and maybe a half decent little face. And the bigger the bonke and the more snatched the hips are, the more our men go gaga, goo, goo, whatever, all over it. Not even real anymore. Everybody getting BBLs and all kind of foolishness. They can't even find a real woman, all plastic parts. And they will do anything for these women. Roll over backwards, like she said. Somebody just said that, I don't know who that was. Let me see. That they don't want to pick up a Caymanian. Venice says they don't want to pick up a Caymanian woman with 1 child, but they go and get these women with all 3, 4, 5 children. You see, one of the things that y'all missed on yesterday's show, right, is that there is an element of this very sort of thing happening with those people. Y'all wasn't paying attention. You heard when I asked the man, hold on a second, how old are you? And he said he was 62, 63 years old? And I said, oh, and she's only 40 with a special needs child, whatever. Despite her assertions, and bless her little heart, I have a lot of sympathy for her. Despite her assertions that she don't need nothing from Cayman and she don't want nothing, and oh God, that really tugged on my heartstrings. I know the reality of life for most people in cyber with a special needs child. Y'all not gotta tell me. Of course you don't need nothing, because this man come on the radio after you and said he's working his fingers to the bones at 63 when he should be getting ready for retirement to be able to keep you in a house, maintain you in a house, paying the mortgage over there. You heard the man break down how much money he's spending so that at the end of the day, he not got no money left. What I say, a fool and his money shall soon part. It did not miss me none at all from yesterday's conversation. And by the way, I got wrap up my thoughts on Tuto is properly how you pronounce it. But I got wrap up my name on that situation too. Wrap up my thoughts, on that situation as well. Because I hadn't come to any conclusions, but after talking to people after the show, I've come to my own conclusions now. So let me tell y'all this. This is what the ministry responded to me and said. Good morning, good afternoon, CMR. The ministry is also asking media to please refrain at this time from discussing this matter in public or on the airwaves due to the sensitive nature. Doing so may compromise its outcome. We will issue a statement as soon as we can. What a bunch of royal donkeys. If donkeyship was something that y'all could be awarded, y'all would be getting that instead of the kings and queens honors. Our people, the ministry, who in the ministry made that decision? Who's the ministry? Who's the chief officer for border control? Because these people have no sense. Statement? Where's the statement? A month later, well, that was September. We're going into a month now. No statement. And guess what? The Ethiopians gone with the Cubans on a boat about their business. So now we are complacent when it comes to human trafficking. What a bunch of proper fools we have around this place. I am sorry, but seriously? Oh, don't talk about it. You see, this is the problem in Cayman. This is the Caymanian way. How can you tell media not to talk about something? Stop your foolishness. This is why every single time I thought about this case now that I have in court, and I'm in a totally different headspace than I was back in 2019 and 2020. Believe me, I'm like, part of me was like, Sandy, why are you fooling with this? You've moved on past that. You've elevated yourself. People in the community now see what you're all about. A lot of people are making fun of me when I expose Matthew Leslie. Like, oh yeah, we don't believe it, blah, blah, blah. I bet dog I eat your supper now. When you see cases like R. Kelly and P. Diddy, you see how people start from all 10, 15, 20 years, and they go undercover for a long time. They have enablers and people willing to turn a blind eye. Oh, he's fat and like a teddy bear. He's not going to do nothing to nobody. I wouldn't be talking these things if I did not know them for a fact. Too many victims have come to me with stories for it not to be believable. And some of them, it almost like they had bile in their stomach. They were not happy to be able to admit it. It's not something that they're bragging about. They're like, Sandy, it makes me sick to my stomach to tell you this, but I was downtrodden and I was desperate. And this man promised me money and to feed myself and feed my child. I had relations with him as an underage child. And then y'all gonna convict me for that in a court of law? Talking about the truth don't matter? Oh yeah, the truth don't matter, all right. You see? This is the foolishness that's happening in this country. There has been a desire to silence me from day one. And I'm not asking nobody. I'm telling you. I've had police officers come to my front door and I tell them, don't step on my porch. If you need me, you call me and I will come to the police station. Everybody got my number. The commissioner has me on speed dial. I'm sure of that. Just call me and I'll come. I not got nothing to hide. I not running from nobody. Huh? They come to me and sit down with me in a police interview. Hear how stupid these donkeys are. Well, what is your role in media? Because are you really a journalist? We have this thing off of Google that says this is what a journalist is and whatever. And I said, really? I say, you bright and proper. Really? You gonna tell me what a journalist is and what it is that I'm doing? These people don't even have the intellectual capacity to step to me any time of the day, But they gonna sit down and tell me what Dr. Google has told them about what a journalist is supposed to be doing. So, we're not sure that you exposing these people is the right thing. Y'all don't have no concept of what it is to be, an advocate, to use your journalistic, opportunities for advocacy on behalf of the people. I'm not just a journalist. I'm not just writing stories, meow, 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 meow. I actually care about what happens in this country because it's my country. Huh? And they're sitting there. I even had one officer tell me, well, Sandy, I don't think you should be here. But, the police commissioner, to be honest, not this one, the previous one, he told us must bring you in for an interview anyway. But I didn't really think this is an offense, I'm like, really? I said, interview away. The same police officers who tried to bribe me now have me in court talking about I was trying to bribe somebody in a civil case. When they're the ones who came to me in an unrelated matter, or if you take down this story about members of the DPP, if you take the podcast down and you take the story down, we're not going to charge you. They clearly don't know what bribery is. But these are the things that are wrong with the system. In what world does a government agency, a ministry, refuse to answer questions put to them? And on top of it, talking about they're asking you to refrain from discussing the matter in public or on the airwaves. Huh? Court administrators did the same foolishness to me recently when we were exposing that no good mother. Oh, the order covers like talking about it. And, we think that you should take it down because the child is feeling away. I said, listen, I sympathize with the young lady. She wouldn't be in this situation if she had a decent mother who was protecting her from a child predator. Now that he's been convicted and the mother's out there defending him, you don't think that we should talk about that in this community because all the young girl is going to be upset? Okay, really? There are bigger issues here. And then if you guys don't deal with mothers like her and guardians like her, all children are at risk. But no, Let's not talk about it. This is our MO. Let's not talk about it. Let's bury our heads in the sand and pretend it doesn't exist. So when I saw the fact that these Ethiopians apparently were being held at the Bordentown Civic Center and they got in with the other, I don't even know how they communicated, but anyhow, I guess they figured it out. And they got in a boat with the Cubans and gone God knows where. They showed up in Honduras. We were the ones who reported on that, huh? What is saying now? I've since emailed them and said, oh, by the way, I guess not talking about the Ethiopian thing never did help, did it? How did it compromise your situation because we didn't say nothing? Sensitive nature. They still gone. Caymanians, stop the stupidity. Stop the ridiculousness. We need to expose these things. We need to talk about these things. Now, you guys don't have to tell me what you're doing in terms of an investigation, but they refuse to answer any of our questions. We didn't even know if those Ethiopians were still here. You see the slackness that is built into the system? And this is part and parcel of the problem, and it has got to stop. So listen, every time they haul me in court, every time they want to challenge me, especially when it relates to what I do on this show and what I do through this platform and what I do on this program, listen, God gonna have to help them because I'm determined not to stop. Okay? We have CBC officers who are part of the problem themselves. How many of them are engaged in marriages of convenience? And they think that we don't see and we don't know what shenanigans they're up to. Hang on to that thought. Because every single person that comes to me with evidence, and there's another one who's been giving me a lot of evidence of people, Filipino people who are working outside of the terms of their work permit, I'm turning it over to authorities. And I said, look, deal with this. An investigation has to be launched. We have got to weed these people out. There's a lot of good people here from all over the world, but there are also some bad seeds. Nepal, India, Jamaica, UK, Canada, I don't care where they're from, they need to go. And when we start to investigate and we can get to the underbelly, y'all gonna be surprised who name gonna be called up in some of this foolishness. Good morning, caller.
Yeah, good morning again. A quick one here. This thing about you just mentioned 63 years old and you should be looking into retirement, of course. But you know what they're doing? And the Caymanian seamen who have been all over the world, down around Venezuela, up in the house with the women, and I need to say what a is. They have been in between the legs of every nation out there.
Yeah.
And hold on now, they are old and they still will divorce their wife. Or their wife died and they're gone and married a foreign woman, and that little money that they're getting from the seafarers, that going right in her hand, and not too long before he did, she brought her husband and she's getting the Cayman little 1250. But a Caymanian seaman shouldn't be, you had your days of your youth. Right? And you leave your family and you should see when the walking seafarers meeting, grabbing their hand like they were walking with Queen Elizabeth and the Lady Diana. Right? And our Cayman Island government, but you see the biggest problem here in this island, love the hush and high
I'm telling you. Exactly.
And what things they should bring out, they do not bring out.
Yep.
And they walk into the seafarers, and then they grab the Lady Diana, the Naomi Campbell hand, and they step in. You had one up seafarers, and the man went to sea, and he was not that old in life. He might have been 72. And there was this woman from Nicaragua, and I can afford to talk this morning. She is brushing imaginary lint off of his clothes, like you know when your collar is. Sometimes you put on your clothes and you might thought that you fix your collar or your sleeve or something might have been kind of little hook up out of the place, kind of. misplaced. And she's there, nothing wrong with the man shirt, nothing wrong. He called in, he got on his shirt good and he looked pressed. And she's there brushing imaginary length. And every minute, it wasn't too long before he was dead. And as long as they can give him what you call a suck, and less than no time, Caymanians wake up.
Lord Jesus, I think I need my
You can marry
Caymanian
a foreigner, but you got to know the foreigner.
I need my Caymanian dictionary for that one because I'm not too sure I know what that one means. But anyway.
What you said that was?
The suck, I'm not sure I know what that one means.
Borden and Churchill knows what a suck is.
Oh, God.
Let me tell you, this is not nice, and this is very, very sad that's going on around here, and it's
please
to see.
Tell me about the suck. I need to know.
Right?
Aye.
And all these older men now getting a little 1250 because it was the Caymanian men who built the Cayman Islands and gave us what we got today. Remember 1953-54, Benson Ebanks was the first Caymanian to have worked in a commercial bank. And if you read his paragraph from the Silkwell years, he will tell you we have $3 to $4 million or $5 million coming in. And it was that the government used to get, and then to get the island going. And also it was the Cayman men who was sending home little money. They go on to see 8 months to come home and start building their house. So the government is more or less repaying them. But the man is marrying foreign women, and 2 turn around, they're dead, and she is entitled to it, even if she remarries because her husband died. She did not divorce him. But yet, you have many Cayman women out there who stuck with these men and run these islands while the men was at sea. And them women don't receive as much as 5 cents because, you know why? He leaves his woman because he see a young little piece of fresh beef come out the corner. Just drop down. He going off with her, and that $12.50 goes with her if he passes away. And there's a Cayman woman who had left and raised the children. And now the foreign woman who gets the $12.50, she going on to marry a man from her country that she was always in league with, that she has never left. So here what's going on also in Cayman, backwardness, gullible, and they love to hide things that they should not hide. And most of all, what's causing this, Sandra, that thing called the dollar bill. So long you can get to pay off some of them, and they love the hush. But somehow the hush works back out and the truth will come out. But it's a shame and disgrace what Cayman has come to, and so small, and they can't solve some of these problems. And this $12.50 that they playing to seaman, some of them never even saw the Iron Shore. Government should also investigate that. Okay?
Thank you, my dear. I appreciate it. 936-2626. I see Mr. Roberts say, boy, save it till 9:30. He holding off. Say, I can't wait till 9:30. That caller, we need to come home. Wow. So this person says pure slackness from CBC. Pure slackness from CBC. CBC needs to be held accountable if they did nothing about that when this guy arrived. And they're saying that a lot of these employers are well aware of what is going on with their workers. Good morning, caller.
Sandra, good morning.
Good morning, dear.
I just want to say to that last caller, my Caymanian, that I love her, and she said the truth and the whole truth this morning. So I just wanted to get that out there. Thank her for saying all of that.
Thank you so much.
Have a good day.
Thanks, too.
Bye-bye.
Ay. What a situation. My God. Wow. I don't know. Wow. Wow. Well, I don't know what to say. Lord Jesus, what a mess. This person said, how did CBC not take action when he arrived, interview him and arrest her? All they did was send him away to avoid the work. CBC is pathetic. Well, yeah, I mean, this person says, yes, Mary Jane works at Pasadora Place upstairs at the beauty salon. Again, I'm going to ask the employers, what are you all doing? I'm sure you all have heard the stories and you know Mary Jane has had more jobs in Cayman that Quaker has oats. Why do y'all think that that is the case? Huh? She's so wonderful that every employer wants to have her? No. Running from pillar to post for a reason. Stealing from too many of her co-workers. That is really what is going on here, folks. She is a crook. Johan had a question earlier about what did, what does her background with her and this baby have to do with it? Well, there's a pattern of behavior, folks. Let me be very, very clear. Sometimes we have to look at situations and make a determination on what is actually going on, right? When people engage in behavior, I say to y'all all the time, same thing with our MPs. They can't hide who they really are, They can pretend for a time. Some of them can only pretend for about 2 months before election. Then they get elected and it don't take long for you to see their true colors, right? And you might be able to fool people. Or they say you can fool some of the people some of the time, but not all the people all the time. People watch and they see the inconsistency in the things that you say and the things that you do. So my point about Mary Jane and mentioning this situation with the baby is how I first got to know her, is that she has been doing stuff for a long, long time, because that situation is probably about 9 or 10 years ago, at least, right? And so to clarify, because he's like, well, how can a baby be yours, blah, blah, blah. Johan, let me try to tell you. She entered into an agreement with someone, a written agreement for placement of a child that she had that her husband knew nothing about outside of their marriage. Apparently the husband's in the Philippines with the other children, not knowing that she's here having full blown on relationships with whoever the heck that she wants. Right? And it says a lot because she has continually throughout the years, she has another child here now as well. She has continually throughout the years used the children that she has here, and maybe even the children in the Philippines, I don't know, but as a way to stay off of people's radar and to stay out of trouble and to borrow money from people and to always have some excuse about why you shouldn't report her to the authorities. That's the point of me telling you and sharing this information. This is not something that's just going on with Mary Jane today. She's been at it a long time. In fact, she used to work at Renaissance, and one of her co-workers is reminding me this morning about their interaction with her. Let me read some of what they had to say. They said, I remember when I worked at Renaissance Salon and Spa, and she used to be in the back lounge telling everyone that I was stealing their tips from the front desk. When push come to shove, sure enough, it was Mary Jane, the little space of me using the restroom and coming back. She would steal out people tips and erase it off their envelope. She's a wicked, disgusting little gal. The day I chipped in that salon, everyone knew better to play with me. She's very sneaky and disgusting. She had everyone thinking, and still to this day, thinks that it was me. Mary Jane is a wicked bumble. Ruth Anna all helped her get abortion pills to throw away, baby. And that's why me and Leslie was helping her so much, and she ended up stole from Miss Leslie. So she stole from another co-worker as well, right? She was on air lying and crying, and she stole one of her co-workers' credit card and was using that. You see, she has a long history. So somebody says she has no child here. Where's the little boy that she had just the other day? Oh, they finally took him to the Philippines, because the problem is let me tell you what she's doing, right? Because she's having these relations with these Spanish men here and getting pregnant with them. Of course, you would understand the difficulty of taking that child to your husband and family. So the first little girl, she couldn't take that child to the Philippines because, the Filipinos, they're not really into, they kind of like their own people still, especially when it comes to having children. Not too many of them just step out of that box, right? Plus, she's a married woman. And let's be very, very clear. So she knew that the child would not be accepted openly in the Philippines if she just took it and said, oh, here, husband, here's another child, another mouth for you to feed. And there's a real possibility that that child could be abused. So she didn't want to send the child to the Philippines, and she had no plans. She didn't abort that one, and she had no plans of what to do with the child. So she was in some church environment, begging the church people them to help her. A good Caymanian woman came forward, didn't have any children, professional woman, was willing to take the child, make adoption arrangements, whatever. But, what she did was she waited until so long to actually come forward to say that she needed help. When she eventually said, okay, she's like probably 7-8 months pregnant, and she don't know what she's going to do with the child because she knows now the time is running out. I can't send it to the Philippines. Found this poor Caymanian woman, professional woman who wanted a child. Okay, they made the arrangements, had everything in writing, whatever. Let me tell you all the slackness that go on in Cayman. It was actually the staff at the maternity ward. Now, as much as I praise the maternity ward at the hospital, this is one time that I wish I was in there to tell them about their backside, right? They intervened, not knowing all the details. They intervened after she gave birth and she was going to hand over this baby. They had, lawyers draft up documents, everything. They intervened about, are you sure you want to do this? Why are you giving your baby, blah, 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 blah. It get in the woman's ear, not knowing the woman had no way to take care of this child. You see what I tell you about some of these slack people? And so that, in conjunction with the fact that her employer, Neil Barr and Shane McLaughlin, decided at the last minute after she had the baby, mind you, the woman sat there for 10 months, 9 months. Nobody offered her any help. Saw that she was pregnant, knew that it wasn't the husband's, obviously, knew that she was having an affair. At 6-7 months, she'd not even gone to a single prenatal appointment. Now, I'm not telling the woman business, but I'm telling the woman business because y'all need to understand how dire the situation was. She actually had an infection at the time that would have been passed on to the poor child during birth. But because she had no prenatal care, she didn't know that she had this infection. It was this woman who, when they agreed that she would help her out with this impassable situation at the time, that said, you've never had a prenatal appointment at 7 months? We need to take you to the doctor. And that is when they discovered that she had an infection. She had to get on antibiotics and all kind of stuff to not put the baby at risk. And this woman paid for all of these things out of her pocket, trying to help her because she claimed, miss, I don't have no money. I can't go to the doctor. I don't have no money. And her same employer who later come and grab up that baby, sat there and saw her pregnant, saw her claiming she not got no money, although she was stealing from people, right? Getting no prenatal care, no nothing. Too many of y'all are compliant as Caymanians, as the last caller said, in the hot mess, and you are part and parcel of the problem, right? As the woman come to the hospital now to do the arrangements of taking the baby, that's when she tell her, I changed my mind. My boss says she want to take the baby now. So I'm going to give the baby to her. I'm so sorry, miss. I'm so sorry. My poor friend was so devastated. My God. I said, Lord Jesus, you know who to be testing, because it wouldn't have been me that day up in HSA maternity ward. Y'all would have really had to call police then. And she's up for residency in a PR. I can't even believe that. To me, that is such a shocker. What the hell? 936-2626, Abby, is the telephone number. Neela says we the people need to know these fraudsters so as to stop them from doing it to others. And, it is so shocking to me sometimes how many times I've talked about these individuals, even here on the program, and so few of you are really paying attention. Y'all not paying attention. Everybody in Cayman should already know who the hell Mary Jean is. Getting status my backside. Nisa says they deserve happiness. Mary Jane used to be my nail technician. Yeah. Damn teeth. Strong Will says CBC arrests innocent people. No. Let me tell y'all straight now. CBC border control. I was actually in court on what day? That was Tuesday, trying to see if this bartender from the Kimpton was ever going to get sentenced. They finally sentenced her. CBC, by and large, does a great job. One or two bad apples anywhere will spoil the whole bunch. Y'all know this. So I'm not here, and I want to take off my hat to all of the amazing CBC officers who, y'all pay attention, because there are a couple big cases coming up here shortly with drug importation and drug busts. They are doing an amazing job. But the bad apples that are there, and I don't care if they're CBC, WRC, on government boards, politicians, whoever they are, the bad apples need to be weeded out. It is as simple as that. No tolerance for BS. No tolerance for fraudsters. No tolerance for people getting paid under the table. That should be our attitude. Now, let me tell y'all something about yesterday's show. It was an interesting show, and by the end of the show, I still hadn't fully made up my mind and who I was going to believe. It was interesting because for once we actually got all sides actually coming to the table and putting forward their positions. This is what happened. We got the backstory. We got to understand when he started recording, because I think that made a little bit more sense. I didn't actually realize that he was that old, to be honest. I mean, I don't know the guy. So I didn't realize that he was 63 years old and she was 40. That's a 23-year difference. And not to say that you can't have a large age gap and it be like a real situation. But after the program, I had some people call. Good morning, caller. Uh-oh. I had some people call and I got additional information. After listening to the additional information, going through all of my messages and learning a bit more about the people, I believe Terry. I'm with you, strong-willed. I believe Terry. Something happened in that room. Now, I don't know how far they got, right? If the deal was completed or what. But I think something happened between the parties. I'm going to tell you some of the reason why now. I can't tell you everything that it was shared with me, but apparently, what his name is, Tuto, has quite a reputation. Tuto has quite a reputation. That's why them old people would tell you your reputation precedes you. Huh? Now, if he had a clean record of being an upstanding man, like you heard him say, he wasn't afraid of coming on here because, he say, the truth shall set you free. Well, what I discovered is you're not a squeaky clean person. You have a reputation for cheaterization and entanglements. That seems to be your preference and way of doing things. So that changed the dynamics of the story, right? You never told me that your current wife used to be your nephew's wife. And you have a propensity to like younger girls, sometimes not even of legal age, who are in the family. If you had told me those things, I might have had a more fuller picture of the entire situation. So listen to me. People talk, and your history has a way of catching up with you. Victims were calling me yesterday, speaking with me, sir. Ex-wives, like Toto don't sleep naked. That's a damn lie, Sandy. Sleep naked? The only time he sleep naked is after he does the dirty. And I was like, oh, really? Yeah, that man wears his underwear, his little boxers, blah, blah, blah. But when he drinking and he does the dirty, how you see him there knocked out heavy, that's how he gets almost comatose. Oh, God. I'm just saying. People know. Okay? So, yes, You should seek to be honest. You should seek to tell the truth when you have nothing to hide, but don't try to fool people because people are listening. They said that they were surprised that he was able to sit on the show yesterday and not a single person called in to say, hold on a second, I know the man. Here's my experience, blah, blah, blah. But things have a way to get to Auntie regardless. So, folks, what a hot mess. Anyway, I wish them all the best of luck because they all need it, right? I hope that Terry recognizes that he is being used. Maybe she doesn't want to come to Cayman. Why? When you got the best of both worlds, you can stay in Cyber and do whatever you want. How much you think Terry know what's going on in Cyber? Terry don't know a damn thing. He don't, but he tell her just don't put no man in his house. Okay, he not gonna be there when you come. But you don't know what really going on in Cyber. They don't even know if the marriage is properly registered or whatever. When it come down to it, she'll take that house and she'll find some other fool to pay the $800 mortgage a month and pay for everything. Y'all need to leave these young girls alone. You're not in their league. Now hear what he had to say. Listen to this segment because I thought this was interesting. I put this little bit together for you. Listen to this. Oh, good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
My dear.
How many times I warn you? I am broke. I can't even buy food. I don't have any money to take you out of jail.
What a heat.
Okay, you take care.
Camera look fuzzy this morning. Thank you, darling. What a heat. Damien says $800 in Honduras, and U.S. and Honduras. He must have got a 12-room mansion. A fool and his money, boy.
Take my love for granted. Say a bunch of stuff you never mean, yeah. I think I need a minute to figure out my limits. You crossed them more than once, yeah. You take my love for granted. We keep on talking from body to body, yeah. Getting closer to just being nothing else. I'm a sucker for your love, even though it's kind of toxic, babe. You know I feel it when we touch. That your love is from a different place. It's toxic, babe.
Maybe you need to find someone a little bit closer to your age. That 23 years difference, you know.
Me and Tuto is the same age.
Well, yes, and I don't know who packing more, you or Tutu, but I'm just saying.
A few inches later.
It could just be
After.
it could just be a situation.
Okay, you asking me, right? I had sex with her Friday night. I got up 3 o'clock and get real. I got up. You asked me, right?
Well,
I got up 3 o'clock. I got up 3 o'clock in the morning, made myself something to eat, left her in the bed, and went to work. I was on the street before 5 o'clock.
Not sure what I expected. To think you wouldn't be so reckless.
All right, folks. So there you have it. What a hot mess. Yo, you can't make this stuff up. Good luck to all of them. I hope that they can sort themselves out. And people have come forward saying to owe money too. They said, Sandy, can you ask him to pay some of his bills while you're at it? This one said Tutu is an opportunist who robbed his own mother. Next person says he's in a construction business, but he owes people bills. He don't want to pay his bills. He took people money, never finished jobs. He took money from his own family members and never paid them back. He owed a dead man thousands of dollars. Well, the dead man can't use money now, so the dead man family better deal with it. There's more than one Mary Jane in Cayman. The problem is that when you report it to the police, the first thing they do is to give them a list of lawyers for them to choose from to defend them at a free cost. Well, the court will do that. And of course, everyone is entitled to a proper defense. So that is not going to change. But, you know, what the police need to do is to make sure that they have the resources to assist the victim first and foremost with a proper investigation. That's really what should happen. No, sir. Cameron says soon be 9:30, you know. Marshall, let's save that comment for 9:30. Mr. Good Look says, now after yesterday, I thought we were just going to stick with blaming it on the alcohol and forgive and forget. Well, I mean, listen, it's on them. I thankfully I'm not in a relationship with either one of them, so I don't really business with that at that level. But a lot of people are still asking me after the show, well, what do you think? What's your conclusion? And there were some inconsistencies in their stories as well, you know, because he said he never spoke to her, he not got her number, he not got no contact. And you notice she said that he actually apologized to her afterwards. So there were times when their story, even yesterday as I was listening to it, I'm like, huh? It just didn't add up. So, yeah. What happened is he probably didn't last very long. So it didn't take but two tools for two toe to get done. And so that was the end of that. Anyway, what a hot mess. JD says, I thought this was over with and you and Joe need to go have some. What? Shame your daughter's 39 grew up, folks. Whose daughter's 39? Cameron says, Sandy didn't take long to drop that short. Marshall says, well, he dead now. He don't need the money anymore. I'm just saying. Oh. Yes, Jim. Mm-hmm. Yep. 9:30, almost coming, honey, chill. 9:28 and counting. I do have some work to do today, so we can't have a marathon session. Johan says it's too easy to get a work permit. PR status and LCCLs, if any politician or candidate is serious, they need to present a clear plan for protecting Caymanians and the Cayman Islands. Well, they're not going to have no clear plan. They're going to give you all sound bites and you're going to fall for that again. Magdalene says that's why the police service is not effective. They don't want to call their own into account. Natasha, good morning, says issue is that many of the individuals in WRC, CBS, and immigration all go to these women for nail treatments and view them as friends. So these civil servants are the issue. Mm-hmm. And let's not forget, Natasha, that some of the civil servant men, including some of the politicians, have no real desire to clean up the system because they themselves are using the services. Y'all know what services I'm talking about. As that woman say, the house. Yes, using those services as well. So imagine if we really address the issue and we stop the importation of some of the given women, what a hot mess that would be. Because some of these leaders and ministers wouldn't have so many options available to them. Oh, Jesus, please let 9:30 hurry up and come. Radio folks, y'all be blessed and have a beautiful day. We're going to continue for a little bit longer in the live stream. But then, honey child, I got some work to do. 9:29 and counting. What a beautiful day. A little bit of rain last night. Lord, it was so nice. Okay. Y'all have a nice day. And let me double check my counter and make sure now that we're done on radio. And y'all, we'll see y'all tomorrow. Okay, that's it. Radio's done, honey child. Let me disconnect it. Some morning it's painful to have to sit here and wait till 9:30 because y'all know I need to tell y'all the cold hard truth. And sometimes, I gotta be watching my mouth on the radio. What the hell going on in this country? The house, the whorehouse. Yes, lots of that going on. And like I said, some of these ministers themselves, okay? Some of these MPs, some of these civil servants, they all mixed up in the pom selling business and pom receiving business and all kind of stuff on the side with their wives. So this is part of the problem. You think if we were to crack down on the pum pum business in Cayman with bringing it in, and that's a primary reason why these people are here, that we would have government officials, they wouldn't even be able to work, I guess, because they look like they're so hard up. So what are we going to do when they're the ones benefiting from the illegality of what is happening in this country? They're part and parcel of the problem. Now, what was that word that woman used? I don't know what that meant. Y'all got to clue me in on that one because I'm not too familiar with that one, honey child. Anyway, that's part of the problem, yes. The people who are engaged in it. Like she said, absolutely nothing wrong with finding love a foreign, but you have to make sure that the person that you're engaging in, number one, not trying to use you. And sometimes you can't tell, you get in with these people and you think they're trying to treat you good. But like I said, people eventually show their real colors. Oh, Joe Terry has a daughter that's 39. So what y'all telling me is that this woman is, this wife of his is old enough or young enough, I should say, to be his daughter. Wow. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Honestly, I'm not surprised. I'm telling y'all, leave these young girls alone. They don't want nothing to do, no shrivel up 63-year-old penis. I don't care. You put it on her. She gonna need, and you and him same age, she gonna need all two of you to put it on her every night to probably get half the satisfaction that a 40-year-old man her own age and whatever could do for her. Y'all so stupid. And I tell you what, a lot of these Spanish women, they're not really into Caymanian men like that, except that you bring the bag. You bring the money bag. That's why they like you, for the money. They would prefer their own people if God, if y'all want to be honest and you want to know God's truth. Yeah, what is this suck business? What that one is? I mean, that could mean so many different things. I'm not sure. No wonder them Hulu executives make a reality show in Cayman. CMR has a script. Yeah, but they never got the real reality show. By the way, not for nothing, but Tyson has moved on with somebody else, woman. Did y'all hear this story? That should have been on the reality season 2, but I hear they're not even picking up for season 2. He's the one, the big man, still living at home with his mama and papa. They need to kick his ass out and make him get a real job. So he went and picked up somebody else's wife, apparently. Can't find a single woman in Cayman. Remember, he's the one with the British girl with the baby. And, I'm always hearing all these stories about you cheating on me, Tyson. Yeah, he's a cheater. That's what he does. He's a professional cheater. Leave that man alone. He will never change, no matter what he's standing in front of a camera and telling you for the cameras. Okay? He can't help himself. That is who he is and who I suspect he will always be. He'll be one of these 63-year-olds mixed up when he's at that age too, and another bangarang. He'll be the tuto, sleeping naked in bed with the woman with his little pee-pee. That'll be Tyson when he turns 63. Anthony says Tutu got adult children that are adopted by prominent people in our society too. You'll be shocked to know who. Oh. Well, like I said, I got some phone calls yesterday, honey child, and shit started to come out on Tutu, and I was like, oh shit, this not sounding too good for you, Tutu. Now adding up to 4. Tuto is how you really pronounce it, but that I feel sorry for you. Of course, the parts that started to really get to me is when I was hearing about the underage allegations, because now y'all know how I feel about that shit. I mean, that is the one reason I think somebody should be executed, is for going after underage children. Trust and believe me, I don't tolerate it. I can't stand it. I will never look at a person the same way again when I hear confirmation of these types of things. But you see, again, so many of us are happy to turn a blind eye. Lots of men do this. And you know why they go after children, 12, 13, 14 years old, these young girls? Oh, they're virgins and I can break them in. That is their mentality within your own families. And enough of you women know what's going on, parents and aunts and whatever, and y'all turning a blind eye. Y'all need to start chopping some fucking penises off. That's what y'all need to do. Okay? I bet you then they'll stop. tell you. Too much shit going on this little island, man. I mean, this was such a small island. We can... the foolishness that we put up with. Turning a blind eye. Y'all need Jesus. I mean, for real. Not the pretend Jesus y'all be going on with. Who the hell is Chelsea? Poor Chelsea. She lowered her standards, messing with him anyway. Who the hell is Chelsea? That's his current wife that he took from the nephew? I know well. None of them not no good if you ask me. Fucking around all over the place. Anyway. All the good men and women in Cyber, Jamaica, the US, UK. How we always manage to get the worst of the worst? I mean, what the hell? We have a special knack for that. Damien says that's what the orange man is going for. Death for a child. Oh, try and hush about him. Talking about grabbing people by the pom pom. He not going after nothing. Try and hush. I don't want to hear nothing about him. Damn fool. Kaboom. Thank you, Jason. Cameron says, yes, string him up by the town clock. I'm for it. Tyson, baby mother from the reality. Yeah, poor her. Oh, her. Oh, sorry. I even forgot her name. Poor thing. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you could see she was trying to lower herself to, I don't know if she thought she could bring him up or what the hell she was doing with him. But Tyson, I got no sense. And sometimes you just have to leave people right where they are. Don't deal with them. Just leave them alone. Chloe says Saki equals a BG. I was kind of wondering, but I wasn't really sure. But anyway, yeah, I guess these poor men, half of them can't do much anything anyway. So that's the best that they can get. It's a little suck, I guess. But y'all need to stop making people take advantage of them. But of course, a lot of them are fully, they're aware. So I don't know. All right, let me see now. Unfortunately, oh, what the fuck? Oh, shit. Really? I didn't know that. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, all kind of people connected to him coming forward. Oh, damn. Yeah. Trust me, when you realize, oh, shit, really? Mm-hmm. When you realize that people not no good, they just not no good. What a mess. That's shocker. Well, yesterday, my first comment about long story was about Tuto. Then I listened to her and she sounded believable, but I had to come off. But when I returned later to listen to Terry, I totally believed him. He was talking straight. When the story too long, too many winding roads, you can be skeptical if it's true. And like I said, you can fool people for a minute, but trust me when I tell you that you're not gonna be able to fool them for long. Rasclot, I never know. Wow. Somebody said maybe it's more of an oral situation with the two of them because the bed wasn't digging up. But he probably can't even do no digging up. Look at him. I mean, yeah. Come on now. Y'all gotta do better. Lord Jesus. Lord, you have to forgive me for making fun of small penis men, but geez, I'm peace. Right about now, we could use the old Keyman Protection Board, getting rid of some of those final nail in our coffin. Ay, what a heat. Wow. The thing is, you don't know why. They want 100,000 people here. Well, 30,000 imported. More service women. No, says Shannon. Don't disgrace my great-grandfather's clock in town. Oh, the comment about hanging on by town hall. You're right. Not too good for him. Oh, Sandy, what about the court case? Okay. Let me update you guys. So the young lady at the Kimpton, she got fined $2,400. It was the quantities. It wasn't really large quantities, so you have to understand, right? However, the question now is what happens to her. Now, boy, listen to me. If hiring a good lawyer who is impassioned about putting forward your fucking lies was paying extra extra money. Apparently, we paid for her case. I think she was a duty lawyer. So basically, the people pay for that. This lawyer really did her best to have nothing recorded in her record. She pleaded for her and gave this cockamamie story about how she just took a junk drawer and threw everything into the suitcase, which we know was a bunch of bullshit of a story. And she said that from day one, and she believes her. And please, Your Honor, it was an impassioned plea. I gotta tell you, it's probably one of the most impassioned pleas that I've heard in a really long time from a lawyer. And I sat there thinking, oh my God, I was looking at the CBC officers who 3 of them were in court, had done all this work. And I thought to myself, oh boy, here we go now. She can find a low $200 and nothing on her record, which means that she'll continue to be able to work here on a work permit at the Kimpton. So I'm like, So the judge said she needs some time and she walked away. Well, she came back. And I tell you what, big shout out to Magistrate Gunn, because she looked at the totality of everything, not just her lies, but she looked at the statements from the CBC officers, where the drugs were found, the containers that they were in. She asked for photos before she went out to consider her decision. She said this was in a bright colored pouch, and then the other one was in a clear pouch. There is no way that this woman could not have seen these drugs. How much she took everything out of a junk drawer and threw it in a suitcase. Who the fuck does that, first of all? And then she didn't mention, the lawyer forgot to mention how she was in Florida vacationing before she came to Cayman. Oh, she was in such a rush because she was trying to earn money to come here because, it's so expensive to come here. Then don't fucking come. Yes, we know it's expensive to come here and to live here. Do yourselves a favor and don't come when you have this caliber of an individual. Oh, she was in New Orleans working a couple jobs to be able to afford to come to Cayman. Don't come. Now, you know what is so funny? Kimpton folks, I want to ask y'all a question here this morning. Do you give this kind of consideration to all of your workers? Because she got arrested on August the 28th coming into the Cayman Islands. So technically, she's never worked a day since being here. Yet, she showed up in court, was fined $2,400, and could then say how she just got a paycheck from the Kimpton a couple days ago, so she can pay it in full, because the judge was like, well, you're a flight risk, so we're not going to give you no passport back, and we're going to need a surety. Do you have a surety? The lawyer said, oh, let me speak to my client. Come back. Oh, she was just paid a few days ago from her job. I said, but what friggin' job she on? The Kimpton put her on leave and y'all still paying her? Wow. Kimpton, I need to come work for you, honey child. I need a job where I can show up and pay $2,400 in fines. And when I never even started working. Caller, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Sandy.
Hi, honey child.
Morning.
Morning,
regarding the situation with the lady from Kempton. Just a quick question. What was her final status? Is she deported from Cayman?
That's what I'm getting to now. Yeah.
Because I was reading on the newspaper and I didn't see where no deportation was ordered or anything.
Yes. I get into that here now. Don't worry. We're coming to that question. Because you know I had to ask the question. All right, I'll come into it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, darling. Yeah, so she got fined. Now, the court doesn't, I think if the person is sentenced anything less than a year, the court doesn't tend to say anything about deportation. So I had to ask the question. And there were other people asking the question as well. What is now going to happen to this woman? Is the Kimpton going to keep her in a work permit and continue to fight for her? Because that was the whole part of, don't record the conviction because, oh my God, she needs to be able to work. And apparently she had a stalking situation in her past, which, yes, I feel sorry for her, whatever. Listen, I'm not a person who is unsympathetic to people's plight. We all go through shit in life. Let me be very, very clear. And some of it is not of her own fault. A lot of shit happens. And apparently she had some guy who was stalking her and whatever, and she had put a stalking order that was provided to the court, yada, yada, yada. So she can't, her excuse now, of course, is that means that she can't go back. Not so quick. Not so quick. You can go back because the United States of America is big, honey child, really big. Okay? You can choose over 50 states? So you got lots of options to choose from. You're an American. So you don't have to go back to the exact same city, town, and job where your stalker is. You have options of going elsewhere. Cayman is yes, so we almost the size of Toto PP. Small, okay? So don't bother with it. And he already know you're in Cayman now, so he's soon come here and get a job at the Kimpton sitting right next to you anyway, because God knows they would probably hire him. So that didn't fall. The judge never gave that no weight. She didn't even address it in her sentencing. What she did say is you pleaded guilty, so you get 1/3 reduction for that. You pleaded guilty early, so yes, that's the law. You get a 1/3. You're a person of previous good character. I read your reference letters. The people say you're hardworking, yada, yada, yada. Good for you. Okay? You have exceptional skills as a bartender. Mm-hmm. That does not change the fact that you are a goddamn liar. And you knew you had the drugs, and the CBC officers gave her more than one opportunity. When they first searched her, do you have anything that we need to know about? No. Okay. They found the first batch. Do you have anything else? Oh my God. I didn't know that was hair. I'm so sorry. Okay. Keep searching. They found more drugs. Any more that we need to know about? They found drugs in every single suitcase and the backpack. Oh my God. My brother put that in there, the ganja. Oh, my brother put that in there. So even the judge was like, for you to be able to say your brother put that in there, that means that you knew it was there. Right? And then finally, when they were like, anything more? Oh, yes. There's going to be, you're going to find this. So how the hell it was accidental from a junk drawer if you could then eventually cop to, oh yeah, you're going to find more stuff. Didn't you just claim that you didn't know it was there? It was unintentional, it was accidental. But you see these lawyers, boy, they are impassioned. Impassioned liars, some of them, because they themselves know that this story can't be so. But to be fair to the lawyers, they're being paid to put they can only say, this is what my client's case is, and this is what my client has told me. So, that's their job, honey child. But they be knowing that that's not the truth. But that's what lawyers get paid for. Anyway, the magistrate looked at the statement. She talked about the items being found in multiple, plastic bags, labeled, brightly colored, in a toiletry bag. What the officer said, what they asked her about, if she had any more drugs to declare, now is the time to declare it. She's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that was in my bag. It was late and I packed my bag in a rush. I didn't see that. And no, I don't have anything else. That's what she told officers. And they continued to dig and they continued to find. So the judge said, and I quote, so again, denial of knowledge of having drugs in her bags, right? The officer's statement said, shortly after I continued a search of a large suitcase, clear vacuum sealed bag containing clothes, I opened the sealed bag and removed the clothing from it. And by doing so, I found a black long sleeve sweater. I felt a bottle wrapped inside the clothing. And I asked Miss Harris what it was. She said it's weed. So how the fuck she gonna know what it is if she had accidentally just throw everything in? Huh? The officer then says, I then unwrapped the black sweater and discovered a clear Ziploc bag with a white bottle labeled Warvax or something with a purple cover. And inside the capsule bottle contained a clear Ziploc bag with a green vegetable matter ganja. So how's she gonna know that was there? And she claimed it was all accidental. She just threw in the junk drawer. Anyway, the judge didn't order any deportation, so I did reach out to the relevant authorities. And this is what was said. One person said the following. These are going to be the top people who are responsible for this sort of thing. So one person said, removal or deportation falls under CBC, not WRC. But if she has a valid facility to work here, they, being WRC, can request an immediate review to consider revocation, based on the offense and sentencing reflecting her character. Because remember now, folks, You are supposed to be a person of good character when you apply for a work permit in this country. And enough of y'all apparently don't know what good character is. So yeah, that's not happening. So there are lots and lots of issues surrounding that for sure. The other person says deportation, the legal term deportation, is a matter for cabinet. But given her conviction, any work permit can be revoked and she can be removed from the island. So deportation is a cabinet decision. Revocation of her work permit now is something that WORC can be involved in. Now, I'm going to hope the good folks over at the Kimpton have been listening to the program and seeing it for what it is, and that they themselves, who had her on leave pending the outcome of this case, would now make the decision to not keep her on board. You have too many Caymanians looking for jobs, Kimpton, and too many expats looking for jobs who are not going to screw up their one little chance to come to paradise. Put her in the next flight out, do us all a favor, and say, goodbye, honey child. We wish you luck with the next place that you go. Learn the laws of the country that you're planning to go work in and follow those laws. Tammy says the best place to work, proud Kimptonee. Yes, sir. It's a beautiful facility, and hopefully HR now does the right thing. Neela says Kimpton not paying her on leave. She must have accumulated those hours she got paid for. Accumulated it how? Because she was on leave from day one. Coming into the airport was when they caught her. So you mean to tell me she still went to work? I mean, I would find that hard to believe. When would she have been working? Anyway, that's a matter for the Kimpton to clarify if they wish to. So I don't know. Gabby says Caymanians would have been thrown under the bus. Oh my God, she wasn't black. Huh? What do you mean? Oh my God, she wasn't black. Who? The young lady from Kimpton? Yes, she is black. What are you talking about? What does that have to do with anything? Shannon says, if she was a Caymanian, the Kimpton wouldn't have paid her. Caymanians be dragged through the system. It's sad, says Cece. Oh, she's talking about Tutu's small pee-pee. Poor thing. Let us try that in the USA, says Felipe. Well, you know how that can go. Strong Will says, Sandy, you're killing me. What a mess. Don't let me kill you, honey child. You get shot for tomorrow's show. Leave his people alone. We already know his bonk. We already saw his bonk. My God, what a mess. You can't ever live down that kind of photographic and video evidence ever. My God. Throw her own brother under the bus. Who? Her own brother? Oh, yeah, well, the brother's not here. So she can say anything that she wants. We don't know if the brother put it. First of all, what would your own brother be doing putting stuff in your suitcase? Jim, you can't believe these people. The whole story was one pile of pia. Marshall says lawyers get paid to lie. Well, I mean, they're putting forward their client's position. Even the client is lying. It's pretty obvious that the client is lying. Jim says some people believe their own lies. Some could not speak the truth. If it slapped them in the face, well, that's the God truth. That now is the truth. Let me give you a kaboom. Her new theme song is I'm leaving in a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back. Ay. Morning, Miss Marva. Marshall says it'd be like the junk drawer that was full of weed, right? I'm thinking, what kind of junk drawer y'all keeping, first of all? That'd be the next excuse with the guns and ammunition too. Oh, it was in my junk drawer. An AK-47 just happened to be sitting in the junk drawer. Well, I don't know how she got paid, Neelas, because she's saying the same thing that any payment she received is hours accumulated. She's a bartender, which makes her an hourly employee, which means if she didn't work and accumulate those hours or vacate, she cannot get paid. Well, she said she got paid, honey. She got a paycheck from somebody. So I don't know. Unapologetic says Sandra.com. It was hella disrespectful and discriminatory towards Tutu about his male anatomy. You should do better. Really? All of Cayman saw it, honey chill. What is disrespectful is while you're behind was laying down in the bed with somebody, even making it possible for us to see that. That's one time I wish I didn't have my glasses on and it was blurry because I didn't want to see that foolishness. So no apologies given on that front. Just own it. If it's shriveled up and whatever, just own it. He'll be fine and you'll be fine too. Unapologetic. I'm unapologetic about that. Simple C says people at the Kimpton would rather have a foreigner that they paid a work permit for working for them and dock that person pay check and fines just so they won't have to get Caymanians in there. Well, they do have that program now. Does that include hiring like bartenders and stuff? The hospitality training school? Because apparently government couldn't get that right either. So DART set up their own hospitality training school. What a heat. Love Lopez says if this was a Jamaican, they would have sent them to jail and then home. Yeah, given the quantities though, I don't think listen, they were actually trying to find a case, and apparently nobody could find this case. I'm thinking, what black hole is this case in? But they were actually trying to find this case that was like a precedent setting case with guidelines, whatever. Nobody could find it. They know the case happened, but no one could find the written judgment. So they didn't have that. And they said, listen, we'd put it off on Monday and for Tuesday, and they still can't find the case. So they proceeded without it in any event. I think if the quantities were larger, she would definitely be looking at some jail time. Marva says she'll get a new passport under a new name and facelift. I guess that's why we need that fingerprinting system, Miss Marva. They wouldn't even hire my spouse who has great work ethic and doesn't need a work permit. So they love their work permits, in my opinion, says Shannon. Sadie says, well, how did she get paid? Wasn't she locked up? No, she wasn't. She was on bail. CBC had her passport. And so afterwards, after she went and paid the fine, then they would have released her passport for her. So I don't know how she got paid. That's what I'm telling you. To me, that was like, because I mean, at one point the argument was made from the lawyer that, oh, she doesn't have a lot of money and da-da-da-da. And I think she said she had $400 to her name or something. So when she all of a sudden could pay this $2,400 fine, I'm thinking clearly she had more than $400 to her name. So I don't know. All of a sudden that money seemed to have made an appearance and she was happy to pay it. So it was 4 counts and she got fined, and in lieu of the fine, then obviously she would have been serving some jail time then. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. But like I said, boy, that lawyer was very impassioned for her client. What a hot mess. 30 years old, and she's making these kind of amateurish decisions. Ay. So we expect that WRC will be dealing with that situation because now she has a conviction. She's no longer a person of good character, you see? So WRC could revoke her work permit. And this is why it's necessary for us to cover these types of cases, because you'd be surprised how many of these things are before the court. And because they get no coverage, there's no awareness. You, the people, don't know what's going on. There's so many people before the court every single day. WRC not keeping up. All these people, lots of shit goes under the carpet. And that's a problem. So we're doing our little part, honey child, and reporting on what we can. Again, this is what her lawyer said. The last week that she had about $500 to her name, $25 in her bank account, and $500 from her previous paycheck. So she claimed she had $525. So she was asking that, that she was remorseful and anguish as she's feeling as a result of the situation, the significant financial constraints that she was placed in by her own doing. So the judge was like, I'm not giving you too much sympathy there. And how she don't have no money and this and that. And if the court doesn't proceed to conviction, she's hoping that she'd be able to keep her job. What wishful thinking. The judge said, nope, that ain't going to happen. This will be recorded. All right, big shout out to Magistrate Gunn. What a mess. Sadie says, or who should carry the drugs for? Well, I don't think it was a whole lot that would have been, it wasn't, it was importation, but there wasn't any indication that the quantities made it, yeah, it wasn't any big quantity that she's going to be sharing it with anybody, probably. She did subject herself, which is kind of interesting, to a drug test to prove that she's not an avid user kind of thing. But then why would you bring it? Obviously, you're going to be relying on it at some point in time. Andrew says, Sandra, CMR has gone metric now, surpassed CNN or BBC, Jerry Springer, Dr. Phil, and Oprah. Oh, Lord. No. You killing the rest of the folks about, speak the truth and shame the devil. Unapologetic says it's a form of bullying. What would be said if a man spoke such things about a woman? Besides, y'all was too glad to view the video. Oh, Lord. Unapologetic. Sometimes you just got to leave things alone. Everybody was talking about that. Have you not seen all the memes and stuff? You think told business with anybody and what they think? Obviously, he's had enough women in his life. He not business with it. He'll be perfectly fine. What you should be concerned about, and I'm surprised, saying if you're here to defend the size of his penis and what we think about it, we're entitled to our opinion. What I noticed you didn't say anything about was when I mentioned that underage young girls have come forward saying that they were victimized by this man. Why the fuck you never speak up about that, unapologetic? You see, this is the bumbleclot stuff me just can't take. You want to defend Tutu and his Tutu pee-pee? That same penis was being used against underage girls. Why didn't you fucking have an issue with that? Forget about bullying a 63-year-old man. You think I give a shit about him and the size of his penis and whether he feels bullied? What I feel aggrieved about is that young girls could tell me how he fucking around with underage girls. But that same little pee-pee. That is what you should be up in arms about this morning, to be quite frank. But no. Y'all worried about Tuto. I don't give a shit about him. Let me be very, very frank here, okay? If he feels bullied, then good. You should be ashamed of yourself after what some people came forward and told me yesterday. You were just lucky that you were doing it to people who their family members didn't know how to handle you. Because I tell you one thing, like I said, I don't give a shit the size of it. I would have found it, drag it through your scrotum, and chop the fucker off. Leave people, children alone. This is a warning to all. Because what y'all don't recognize is that you mess up children for life. Okay? This is not something that just happened yesterday. These children who are now adults are traumatized for life, their entire lives. And as a result of that trauma, folks, they cannot forget what has happened to them. All right? So let's be very, very clear. My screen just turned off, talking about it optimizing. What the hell? When y'all do this kind of foolishness to people, you leave lifelong scars. And you see, that's the lifelong scars that I'm worried about. I don't give a shit about him feeling sorry. Well, you see, you didn't hear it, but it's so funny how you heard me talking about the size of his BB. So sometimes we need to pay attention to the full picture. And quite frankly, I don't care. If you lay down naked in a bed with somebody else's naked wife and you get exposed, so what? You would almost expect it in this day and age. Like I said, I was surprised that what's his name was 63 years old, because I didn't expect a 63-year-old to even know how to use a camera to record it and then post it up on social media. Good for him. And for the record, go and have a look. Everything 345 and everybody else in Cayman also making fun of his pee-pee. All the memes circulating about the size of his pee-pee. So, you know, whatever. I don't really care. They'll be just fine. Their parents give them away. Their mother is terrible. The listener want to know about what? Jessica Jackson's case. She is could be available for false document and forgery. She's now, let's say, working construction office. All right, we'll come into that. Once these things start to progress through the courts, because sometimes if it's early on, we might not have more information on it yet, but we soon come. Airline agents do ask if anyone asks you to take anything. Do you leave your luggage unattended? So if her brother did that, she had to lie. So she needs to go, honey child. If she's on these kinds of drugs, Sandy, that means that she will be walking around, came out like a zombie up and down Dog City. Well, I mean, she claims that she needs these things to calm her nerves and blah, blah, this and blah, blah, that. I don't know, honey child. Too much of a hot mess. All right. Somebody says, yeah, she was still working upon she attended court. She works in the library bar at the Kimpton. Oh, she was working, but I thought that they told the court that they had put her on leave. She was working in the library bar at the Kimpton. Oh, well, there you go. Wow. Oh my God. Well, there you go, Kimpton. So much for putting her on leave. The sheet was right up on his side of the bed. It was dug up, says this person. I'm confused. When did she plead guilty? Didn't she lie about not knowing? Yeah, so she pled guilty right away. I mean, they found the drugs, so she had to plead guilty. But what she said is she was pleading guilty, I guess, with an explanation that she didn't know. This person says Viagra raises the dead. Mm-hmm. Okay, somebody said check this one on EK. Here goes another hot mess of a situation. I am a refined, mature young woman with a warm personality and a captivating presence. If you're a kind, successful gentleman who appreciates the finer things in life, I would love to connect. I value genuine connections, mutual respect, and the joy of shared experiences. Discretion is important to me. I wonder why. And I'm very open-minded about the possibilities that lie ahead. Well, they're kind of well-spoken, well-written, I should say. You'll find me both charming and delightful in every sense. If you're seeking companionship that's as enriching as it is enjoyable, I look forward to hearing from you. Serious inquiries only. Oh, Lord, have mercy. So this person, let me show y'all this hot mess of a situation. I'm sure once EK Trade becomes aware of it, they'll take it down. But this person got something for sale? What a thing. Let's see. Yes, sir. Wow. What a mess. Ay. And I wouldn't doubt that this is real now. You know, sometimes you're like, are these people joking? Is this serious? But you can't take that for granted because so much of this is going on already. And using a top news platform like this to advertise it, why not? What next? Lord. Ay. Good morning. Good. Are you trying to call the show? 936-2626. 936 Bobo. 2626. Yes, ma'am. Okay, there. Okay, y'all acting as Sandy goes out looking for people business. People business comes to her. So leave Sandy alone. Let her do what y'all are afraid to do. Thank you, says Venice, for standing up for girls and boys. We need a public registry of molesters. Yes, indeed. No tolerance. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Sandra. How are you doing?
Morning. Not bad. How are you?
I am good.
Good.
I have one thing to say. Okay?
Yes.
And I don't normally make anybody stress me out.
Yes.
But I'm really, really pissed off this morning.
Oh, God. What's going on?
What's going on? Whatever is happening with my Uncle Tuto and Joe, let that continue and let it continue. And whatever happened, it happened last weekend. Okay, I'm not sure who's calling in, but all I have to say, leave my grandmother out of this. My grandmother do not, and I'm gonna say it again, do not have nothing to do with whatever's going on with Tuto and Joe.
I don't know anybody. Mention your grandmother. So
okay, it is. It's mentioned in the talk show. Okay, so whoever called in, tell them to stop the shit, because this is me, Marilyn Jackson. When it comes to my fucking family, I'm gonna leave my grandmother out of it. She has nothing to do with it.
Okay.
These are two big hard ass men. Let the two big hard ass men deal with it.
Okay. I'm not aware.
Okay. I buried my grandmother two years ago. She's resting. Leave her out of this whole situation. Okay. Right now my pressure is up, because when it comes to my family, I'm there for them, and they damn well know it. My grandma's resting. Let her rest.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't know who your grandmother is, so I don't know what was said or whatever. But
everybody knows who my grandmother was. Everyone. Okay. All right. That's all I have to say.
All right.
You all deal with the rest. Thank you.
Yes.
Bye.
Thanks very much. Yeah. What comment? I mean, I don't even know what comment was made, so I don't know. Okay. I mean, I don't know, but yeah, I mean, let's keep Granny out of it. She not got nothing to do with it, but I'm not sure. This other person says, hi, Sandy. I totally believe Terry, to be honest. His story sounded trustworthy. These men, my ex, same age as Terry, married a Filipino that is the age of my son, 33. So there you have it. Please keep me anonymous. She's still working with the Kimpton and got paid on Friday. I work for both hotels, and I am trying to find out how she was still employed. Oh, that's interesting, because again, the lawyer, I mean, not to say that she couldn't be employed until the outcome of the case, but the lawyer was the one who said that she was suspended from her job. So what? I'm confused. All right. Someone said, did it ever occur to anyone that the lady with drugs from Kimpton may have brought them in as a test to sell while working as a bartender? I mean, who knows? Really? You know, what her real intent was, but once again, it's obvious that, you know, she's not being honest. Somebody said, I hope that you I hope you will have a show, dedicated to discuss how the civil service is not world class, including a poll. Okay, caller, good morning.
Good morning, Anna. How you doing today?
Not bad. How are you?
Yeah, I see you having some deep threaded conversations. I'm trying to stay out of it, but you were talking about it this morning, and it just get a display of it, of what the people going on, because you were talking about people afraid to talk, and they're not doing nothing and want things to get better and want other people to fight the battle, right? So this is the same thing that I'm seeing people that were saying all these things about Tuto just now. Why they don't tell it to his face? They want you to fight. That's why they're sending you all these things. And I just agree with the woman that just called, Marlon. Leave my grandmother name out of it. Leave her out of it. Tuto mother is my grandmother, so Tuto's my uncle. I'm not fighting no battle for him, and I'm not taking up for him. Because I know who my uncle is. But the thing is, they just come to his face and say it. They're hiding behind you and sending you stuff, and some of them none are better than him. Some of them are worse than him. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that's all I got to say. And this, if they don't know me, you always call my name, but this is Dean Shillette.
Yeah, Dean,
you always call me Mr. Dean, but this is Dean Shillette. I'm not taking up for him.
Yeah, and let me say
I'm just telling you, this is what we came onions now, and this how the place not gonna get better. And if anyone wants to call and say anything about me, let them go ahead because I could tell them where I stay, and they could come right in front of my face and say whatever they want to say.
Mr. Dean, let me say this, right? I obviously don't know who the grandmother is. So somebody said someone had mentioned something.
Miss Rayna won't learn. Was 103 when she died last year.
Oh Lord. Okay. So I don't know anything about that. But let me say this, right? Let me say this much. When you say that people don't want to come forward, you also have to recognize that in a community like this, especially when these things happen to these people, they were children. Okay. And this is where perhaps we are not having enough conversations.
What things you mean the lifestyle of not talking or something? That's what you're talking about?
I'm just saying that a lot of people who come to me now, although they're adults now, what happened to them happened when they were children. And so we as a community need to have more conversations, greater understanding around how when people are victimized sexually, particularly when they are children, even when they're adults, what it means for them to come forward and speak on it, or to even accuse speak to the accuser. So it's easy for us to say, if you've never been in the situation, it's easy for you to say, well, why don't you go talk to him yourself?
Pardon me, yeah, but we're not talking nothing about no sexual psychology. We're just talking about BS that the people are saying.
You must have missed that part of the conversation. You must have missed.
I heard what you said. I heard what you said. Is there any evidence or any proof against it? No, right? So that is what happened. I have a business with it, and I don't know. But I'm saying about all the stuff in general. Onions are covered in general. All they do talk under the mango tree and everything.
I accept that. But I also
running up my mouth. But I talk when I got talk.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I could George and Letitia won't let neither one of them afraid to talk. I get that from them.
That, Dean, but what I also accept is that, when you said that to me, of course, I'm thinking of people who had encounters as children, who...
No, I'm not talking about that. They're just talking about in general. That's how Caymanians is in general.
Yeah. All right.
That's how they is. They get free. It's all that how the place not going to get no better. That's how the place not going to get no better. You see this election, they're going to be the same BS going on again. They're going to vote for the same 19 people outside there again. Somebody come in front of the face that is worth it. And what voting, they're not going to vote for him because he's not going to give them. You see what I'm saying? So that's how it is. And the same thing, I keep on going on and on and on. Yeah. So welcome to paradise if they don't know it.
Yep,
so you have a good day.
Thank you, Mr. Dean. I appreciate it. No, I completely understand that. But there's also a reason why, a very understandable and logical reason why some people don't come forward. Such a sad situation, no matter how you take it. But wow. So yes, I wasn't aware, obviously, that anybody was talking about somebody's grandmother. So on behalf of, like I said, I'm not even familiar with what the comment was. Please accept my apologies, because I do know that, oh yes, this person found, I do know that certainly that was not my intent at all. So, okay. So thank you so much. We've had someone who has gone back and looked up the coverage that we've had of Mary Jean. We've been talking about this woman since February of 2020. Allow me to show you all the evidence, okay? Hold on one second. And yes, to be clear, these people involved in whatever they're involved in, they're big people. And, your mama and your papa can't be responsible for your actions when you're 60-something years old. At some point, people have got to take accountability and responsibility for themselves. And I know Caymanians, always want to blame people who raised them, but sometimes that ain't got nothing to do with you. All right, so have a look at this, folks. Again, evidence that we have been on Mary Jean, and we did a show more recently with her. But look at how long we have been discussing this woman from 2020, over 4 years now, folks, going into 5 years, and still crooking people. So here's one. Mary Jean explains why she was caught on CCTV footage, taking $1,800 from her coworker and friend. She listed a whole big thing in the Pinoys of Cayman group. Okay. All right. Here's another one. Another article. Filipino woman and mother of 7. Now she got more since then. Was allowed to walk away from theft charges recently in summary court despite CCTV footage. See? This now is where, when we talk about the fact that our authorities are not working, this is where you have to ask yourself the question. This would have been the DPP's office. Why did they allow her to walk away from this situation? They caught her red-handed. Let me pull up this article, February the 18th of 2020. Again, we've reported on her. You mean to tell me that CBC is not CBC, WORC is not aware of this? How the fuck is she applying for PR? She should not even have the option of applying. Oh, she can apply, Sandy, but she'll get denied. How does she even meet the most basic of criteria? And there's another show done in February 2021. And I think we've done something since then on her. She is a habitual thief. These are the very people that we need to weed out. Her employer didn't know this story? Come on, Janitzi. Now I know better. You must have had to have seen this. You keeps up with the times. Employers, stop hiring people like this. This gives everybody a bad name. Thank you to the person who dug this out for me. But there you go. Oh, thank you. I just seen that somebody else had sent it to me as well. So we covered it already. Even her friends and family members in the Philippines, y'all should be more than aware of who this woman is. She has demonstrated her true colors for quite some time now. People continually show who they are. Believe them. It's as simple as that. What a mess. 7 children, and she went and got more. Ole, she must be a possum, says this person. Oh, Lord Jesus. Here, this next one now. We can leave that one right there. So, Lord Jesus. Well, some people say that, they want to defend certain people, but they want to keep quiet when they know people doing stuff and they're not getting involved in it because of big people business. They say they must tell certain people must leave boys alone in North Side. I ain't got nothing else to say about that. And listen, if you people North Side know that this is happening, this is where you also bear a responsibility to notify the authorities. Nobody should be going after your children. Say what? If y'all know that it's happening, my God, open your mouths. Send the information forward. Let the police go and carry out an investigation. I agree with Mr. Dean. Y'all are remaining too quiet, and that's a problem. So she does work at the nail room at NISA. Who was on the board? Only God knows. Could all prosecutor lawyers be atheists? I don't think that has anything to do with it. Kaboom says blissful Powell, Caymanians in general, that part. Jennifer says, what a shame for the Filipino community. She is fortunate that she's not in the Middle East. They would have cut her hands off. I mean, yes. Whose daughter works mango tree? You see, I'm confused when y'all be throwing these comments in because I don't even know who you're talking about. She has a what's her name? Has a daughter works mango tree? Irvin says, who gave her the references and what did they write? Right? Oh, please give her PR because she's a thief and we need more of them around the place. No, sir. She is going to get, Mary Jean has a daughter here now that's working mango tree. Oh, yeah, okay. She's going to get Cayman status if one of the children are for Caymanian. She doesn't have any for Caymanian. I think the two that she had here are for a Dominican guy. So, but of course, when she gets PR, she's on the path to eventually becoming a Cayman status holder. And then once that happens, the 7 children, I guess 6 now, because one working already here, will be coming here and getting NAU after that as well. El Rey says, possum, pum pum, producing a pile of picnic. Say that real fast 2 times. And these are the types of things that we need to really, again, WRC needs to look closely at. When people are applying for PR, right? One of the questions on there is how many dependents do you have, yada, yada, yada. Has she accurately listed that she has 9 dependents? Say obviously one daughter is an adult, so at least 7 or 8 dependents that are still underage. Has she listed that on her application? Because y'all know the game. Yeah, when she becomes eligible for NAU, here we come. All of a sudden, can't support herself and her bag of children, and then that becomes our problem. See the children now? Boy, I tell you, y'all special. Mary Jean, you have done this for far too long. And we got a saying in Cayman, you can do what you want, but not for as long as you want. And your number's now up, girl. Your number's now up. You're crooking your own family members. You're crooking other people in the community. You're stealing from people. You have a really bad character, right? And we welcome all sorts of people to this country, but we don't need people like you coming here making it bad for everyone. Come on now. Enough is enough. I'm glad that your family members reached out this morning. I hope to God they don't answer your phone and that they do the responsible thing as I indicated and get the authorities involved and actually have them charge you. And hopefully this time the DPP's office will see that the last time that they dropped the charges against you, they were not doing you any favors. Look at this disposition, dismiss. From back in 2018, this woman has been stealing and crooking from people. See the violation date? What a mess. My God. Do the responsible thing, folks. Wow. I don't know what to say. It's shocking and quite irresponsible of someone like her who's been given, an opportunity that so many people would die for, literally, to be able to come to the Cayman Islands and you come and you mess it up and you just demonstrate that you were bad seed from day one. Somebody said maybe her documents fake too. We wouldn't even know. Check and see if the daughter's documents are legit. All right. This person says, I can tell you that as an immigration board member, she would not be allowed all those independents on her work permit. Her salary can't sustain them. We would automatically deny that even without calculating. But no, you don't understand what I'm saying, right? I'm not saying she can do it. This is a long haul game now, okay? So she gets PR, and once she gets PR, at a matter of time, she's eligible for status. Once she gets status, you can't stop her from bringing her dependents here. So what are you gonna do then? That is the problem. Part of the problem as to why I'm not saying she's eligible for status yet. She's applying for PR. But if she passes that first hurdle, it is then only a matter of time before she can get status. And that is when they begin to burden the system with the 1,000,001 picnic that all of a sudden pop up out of nowhere that y'all didn't even know anything about. Once you get status and then all of a sudden somebody claiming that, oh, they got dependents and they must be an NAU and whatever. If you never heard about those dependents before on PR applications or whatever, that means that they lied. And you should be stripping their status from them. That's what y'all should be doing. What a mess. Sadie says Cayman is who knows who. What a mess. Bougie Banton has a song called Pretty Face and Bad Character. GJ Sander, you need to play it. I tell you, Andrew, wow. Trust me, someone in WRC writing her. Well, Donald, I don't know that that's the case. I think she has just had the luck of something. I mean, how is she getting all these permits approved even? Jim says we have plenty of people walking about the place doing the same thing, lying, cheating, stealing, manipulating, and abusing the system and people. How can she get PR? No property, no land, no nothing here again. Who knows? Only God knows what she's lying about in that PR application. But hopefully now they will do a good job of vetting that application properly. This person says, Sandy, so her daughter, her and I would think like her mother, like daughter, because she's teaching her the tricks and trades. I mean, listen, maybe, maybe not. So we can't paint people with the same brush necessarily because of family members. God knows I can talk about that from personal experience. Okay. You don't have to be like your family members, no matter who they are and what it is that they do. Obviously, sounds like Mary Jean brought her here, is what I understand. So they have a very, very close relationship. That certainly wouldn't reflect positively on the daughter. You know, I believe in cutting people off, and I don't care if they're family or not, who don't have good character. So yeah, they're family, but I'm like, I got nothing to do with them. I'm not gonna be hanging out in their houses. You're not gonna see me driving up and down in car with them because I know the perception that these things can have. Birds of a feather flock together, right? How their bad behavior can rub off on you if you spend too much time with the wrong kind of people. But I can't speak to the nature of their relationship and what kind of mother-daughter relationship they have. What I would say is that, this is the interview with the woman. Hold on. We have it. Ooh, honey child. Oh my God. I can't believe I found this. Thank you so much. 4 years ago, habitual thief gets away again. All right, hold on. I'm going to have y'all watch this because again, oh my God, this is why I really enjoy having information because it acts as like an archive. Because child, I didn't even remember. I was like, I thought we had done an interview with one woman at her house, but then I couldn't quite remember. And sure enough, it was Mary Jean. You see, I put it in the article. This is why it's important to have these things properly archived. Oh my God. Yeah, let's watch this from 4 years ago. Because, when these people steal and they do stuff, they're impacting people's lives. People work too hard for their money, honestly. And so it has a direct impact on people. And I remember this poor woman sharing about the hardships because she worked at Renaissance Salon with her, sharing about the hardships that she had. Oh, why is this looking so fuzzy today? Is it just me? The camera looks a bit fuzzy. Sometimes it's out of focus. There we go. Whew. I was like, I know I need new glasses and everything, but geez, things are looking really fuzzy. All right, give me 1 second. I'm going to download this. It's about 40% done. Cameron says, Sometimes we have to wonder how enough shit goes on around you. You'll go mad trying to figure it out. Just throw up your hand and share memes. Well, we have to do more than that, Cameron, because unfortunately, you know, this situation, it will never change and it will never get any better. Wow. All right, let me and the interesting thing, I guess I'm going to just check this story because it's interesting that her name, when you search for her, that article isn't coming up because she has a different social media name. So you see, she be trying a little something, something, something. So a Facebook post came up from 3 years ago. And this was the one about the missing jewelry. What role does Mary Jane have to play in all of this? Tune in to find out. So that show was Tuesday, January 26th of 2021. Oh, and this was the daughter saying, oh, Lord Jesus, hold on now. This rabbit hole keeps getting deeper. This was the daughter saying at the time, look, you know, see I'm assuming this is the same daughter, Julie, Faye, whatever. What a mindset of that posting her, dragging her name on social media about how I'm embarrassing. You're embarrassing your country. Imagine her. I know you're a Filipino too. Oh, this is somebody else she responded to. She says, do you have any proof that my mother stole that jewelry? Think before you post. My mother working hard for her family. She doesn't want to lost her job in this false accusation. If she truly stole your jewelry, so why are hiding? She want to talk to you, to police to clear her name. My God, I'm assuming now, folks, that that's the same daughter that's here working at Mango Tree. Ay. We need to do better. These are the kind of people that we should not be bringing into the Cayman Islands. Wow. Let me see if I can find that video as well. Oh, yes, January 28th. All right, so I'm going to play this interview, and then I'm going to share the link of the other story that we done on her 3 years ago. So we reported on Mary Jean on multiple occasions. My God, please, folks, try to keep up. Let me put her full name on here because you see, part of the problem is when y'all try to Google these people and their full names are not in it, this is where now they're easy to go under radar. Oh my God. Okay. I'm going to put her name here now so we can try and stop that from happening again. So she goes by more than one mix-up name, of course. So let me try to put all the names and the social tags and everything so that y'all can know. Wow. And in fact, like I said, she's hiding on social media these days, but I'm going to find her social media account as well. Well, she blocked my account, but I got access. Don't worry, honey, chill. You'll be fine. Yes. Wow. Okay. Oh my God. All right, here's this interview that we did a number of years ago. Live Happy said purchasing property should not qualify anyone on getting PR. That needs to stop. Oh, well, not much land left anyway. Well, it's not the only thing, you see. So that now is where there's a fuller application. And being a person of good character, I want to know how she even passed that test. But she hasn't been granted it yet. So, obviously, like somebody said, she can apply, but that does not mean that she's actually going to get it. All right, sit back and watch this interview that we did over 4 years ago. Okay, good morning. We are here with Elizabeth, who is going to spend some time this morning telling us a little bit about an ordeal that she went through recently, where a co-worker and friend, well, she thought she was her friend, named Mary Jean, actually took her debit card and stole over $1,800. And recently the courts allowed Mary Jean to basically broker a deal where she was able to walk away scot-free, no jail time, nothing really. She didn't even plead guilty. She was just able to pay the money back and walk away, and continues to work here in the Cayman Islands on a work permit. So Elizabeth, thank you so much for agreeing to speak with us today and for sharing your side of the story.
You're welcome.
So tell us a little bit about how you came to know Mary Jean. How did the two of you meet?
She was my co-worker in that time when she take the money from my debit card, and my friend as well.
Yeah. So both of you worked at a local salon called Renaissance, which is right here in Walkers Road. Most of us know Renaissance Salon. It's no longer in business. So you were already working at Renaissance when she came there?
No, I was working before her in Renaissance.
Yes. And then she came into the company, and your co-workers, you spent some time together. You would hang out at work, and you kind of took her under your wing.
Yes, sometimes she came in to share with me in my apartment, to teach me to cook. She was pretending like that she was my friend.
Yeah.
Because she planned something with me.
Okay. So the both of you spent a lot of time together?
Yes, sometimes we working from work to home. Sometimes we went to the ATM to collect our pays.
ATM, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Now, the first time your debit card went missing, do you remember how that happened?
So my first one was missing May 18. But 2018, but my another coworker find my debit card when Mary Jean left the apartment, so she not taking money from that.
Okay, so the first one, she stole the debit card, but for some reason, she never took any money off of it.
No.
And you had at some point, as a good friend, helped her to find an apartment close to where you were living.
Yes.
And then when she left that apartment, your other friend found your debit card under her bed, under the mattress.
Yes.
When she was cleaning the apartment.
Yes, ma'am.
So basically, you knew that she took. Eventually, you found out some months later.
Yes.
That she took that card.
After 1 year ago, like August 19.
Right. So then you go to the bank, First Caribbean. You say, "Okay, I've lost my card. I don't know what happened to it," and you get another card.
Yes, ma'am.
And then what happened?
And then next year, about July 29, I lost my second debit card. But in that time, when I was realized my debit card no was in my wallet, was like say 5 or 6 days after. So, and then I will call that call center, and even Mary Jean borrowed to me her phone, and I called the call center, and they told me I losing $1,800.
Okay, so the bank told you when you contacted them.
Yes, and they blocked my debit card as well in that time.
Okay. And then did you say to her as your friend, "Oh my God, someone has stolen $1,800 from me"?
Yes, because she was my friend. Even like I told you, she borrowed to me that phone for call the call center. The funny is, she told me, "Don't call the police, Leslie, because maybe the people needed the money more than you." So I didn't call the police. After 1 month, I found my debit card I was losing in my apartment. And in that moment, I decided to go to the police and report my debit card.
Yeah, because there's no way your debit card could be in your apartment and $1,800 is missing. And then it shows up again back in the apartment.
Yes.
Yeah. So she was trying to discourage you from going to the police, telling you...
Yes, like don't go. Maybe the people needed the money more than me.
And then karma was going to get them.
Yeah, and people give you she's give you to the people the karma. And I not believe in that because everybody coming here for get a salary. She was salary person like me, and he realized how hard it is to get money in Cayman Island like everybody.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so you went to the police and you filed a report. Can you explain to us how that process was afterwards?
But the process was longer, and I understand that taken like a 1 year and 5 months, because I know the police and the court, they has to investigate. So that take me long, and even when they told me Medellin was in the video, and I saw Medellin in the video, and still she said she knows the person to take the money, that started to me give me hard time. Sometimes I didn't sleep, sometimes this, that, because she's a drama lady. She was crying, my baby, but I say, Mary Jean, everybody has problems. You have 6 babies. I have my daughter, and I have one younger sister with cancer, and I support her as well. Everybody in Cayman Island pay rent, has bills to pay, family to support overseas. So,
yeah, your problems are no worse than anybody else's.
No.
Yeah. So she never admitted that it was even her on the video,
no. Before,
despite being in her Renaissance uniform.
yes, she
shirt.
said, no, 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 no. That no was me. And I said, please pay me back. And like you said, I was longer and give me hard time, because I didn't believe people coming to the island working in the same way like us, how they can take money from another coworker.
Yeah.
And I hope she learned for my case, and she not continue to do that to another people.
Yes. Very, very disheartening. Wow. So eventually she agreed with the prosecution to pay the money back, but she never pled guilty. So
No.
she never admitted that she took the money.
No.
How does that make you feel when you think about, okay, well, tell us a little bit about how she paid the money back, because she had 5 months?
So the court give you the opportunity to pay her the money in 5 months. I don't know why, because it take 1 year and 5 months. If she pay me every month 100, she finish more quick. But she decide until the one day before the day expired to pay me. She pay me almost everything. So
So she waited almost until the very last to pay
yes,
the money.
yes.
And you had some concerns even that she might have left the island and never pay you.
Yes,
And you
but
told the police.
I said, please, the police, she want to leave the island. I hear that because she wanted to leave the island, but I appreciate the police help me to block from airport and everything, and I am unfortunately she paid me back.
Right. So now she's going to continue, we understand that this was not the first time that she's stolen from coworkers. And she now works at Lux Beauty Salon. She probably will steal again. How does that make you feel?
I don't know. Like I told you before, I hope she learned from my case and she not take money for any people anymore.
Yeah, so we'll see. Maybe not, because I heard since then she's still stealing. Yeah, well, thank you so much, Elizabeth, for speaking with us.
You are welcome.
And we're very sorry that you had to go through this with someone you thought was your friend. I guess you're no longer friends anyway.
No.
No. Okay.
I not can try her anymore.
Yes. Yeah, some friends turn out to be the enemy in the end. Okay, folks, thank you so much for listening to another segment here on Cayman Mall Road. Of course, we always try to bring you the story behind the story, and these are human interest stories. When people, abuse their friendships, when they steal from each other, when they steal from co-workers or even customers. People are impacted negatively by these types of situations, and it's really unfortunate that in her particular case, the prosecution allowed her to walk free with no jail time, nothing. And, eventually she paid the money back, and that, I guess, she thinks is the end of the story, but we're hoping that justice, the arm of justice, will reach a little bit further than that. Again, Elizabeth, we appreciate you speaking with us today.
Thank you.
All right, folks, there you have it. Clearly a woman who is a habitual liar, a habitual thief, caught on camera at the bank stealing $800 from her employer, and yet her coworker, sorry, and yet still continued to deny that that was happening. Good morning. I'm actually still on air at the moment. Okay, no problem. The what? Sorry? Oh, I don't think I have it on my calendar. Do you mind just shooting me a quick email about it? Let me have a look and see. Okay. All right. No worries. Thank you. All righty. Bye-bye. Yes, as you can see, she has no interest in changing. This woman, that's why when I heard her name again, I was like, again? How many times? Mary Jean, you're not going to stop until you end up in jail. Some people don't want to do any better, and you cannot help people like this. Let me be very, very clear now, in case I was mincing my words earlier, which I don't think I was, but just in case. Let me be clear. You can't help people like this. They don't want to change. They will never do better. And so, the DPP's office made a mistake allowing her to get away with this. And she has never stopped. So there you have it, folks. Quite unbelievable. Jennifer says, I'm so ashamed because she's my fellow Filipino. And I can say that she had a thick face, no shame at all. El Rey says, what? Don't worry about the $1,800 missing from your debit card account because it's probably someone who needs it more than you. WTF? I would have slapped that stupid idea right out of her head. Yeah, that's what she said. I mean, listen, the attitude is shocking. And that Jennifer is right. She also was alleged to have stole jewelry from a lady that she knows. And I think you interviewed her. And yes, that was in 2021. So this has been ongoing for a long time. So even her excuse that this Rafa guy croaked her, nobody don't believe that. So is this Julie Faye? Is this the daughter now that's here? Oh, she has her account locked. With good reason, no doubt. My God. Wow. All right, folks. Yeah, this is it. This is the foolishness. Wow. All I can tell you is, you as people in the community also have to be vigilant yourselves to not be taken advantage of by these persons. No one, that's why I said, this person told you she works for an employment agency. Listen, if you're overseas, I understand you might be desperate to come to the Cayman Islands, but not any and everybody can just theoretically take out a work permit. So be careful when someone claims, oh, they know somebody who can take out your work permit. Chances are that's probably a scam. And so, and then they're going to turn around and make you pay for your own work permit, which is against the law and all these sorts of things. People, please, I'm begging you to try to look out for yourself, to try to educate yourself, because everybody should have been able to find this information that we posted multiple times over the past years about this same woman. Anybody else that Mary Jean has taken advantage of? Now, this is your opportunity, folks, to come forward, go to the authorities, and report her as well. She's not going to change. She's not going to stop. So I invite you to, and you're not going to get your money back. So I invite you to please reach out to the authorities and, share your evidence with them, share your stories with them so that they can do their relevant work to try to get this under control. All right. There she is. We'll do another story again because clearly people are missing the content. We'll do another story again about her and what she's been up to lately with hopes of protecting you all as much as we possibly can. But you got to do your own due diligence, folks. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. See you guys tomorrow morning. God's willing. Please have a pleasant rest of your Thursday. Okay. See you tomorrow.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Cold Hard Truth on Bobo 89.1 FM. Cayman's #1 talk show is live weekdays from 7:30 a.m. Never miss an episode again. Watch anytime on CMR's Facebook and YouTube channels for the latest show episodes. Don't forget to follow us online on our social media channels. And visit CaymanMarlRoad.com for all the latest news and community happenings.